terror charge in New York State.
Today, our client pled guilty to every count of the indictment, with the full knowledge that he will spend the rest of his life in prison with no chance of parole.
Brian Parker, the defense attorney for 19-year-old Peyton Gendron. Attorneys for victims' families say it's only the first chapter of accountability. Gendron still faces federal hate crime charges. 5 Connecticut police officers now face charges over the treatment of a black suspect who was paralyzed from the chest down while riding in a police van in June. Investigators say 36-year-old Randy Cox went headfirst into the wall of the van when the driver hit the brakes hard. Some officers accused of mocking him and suggesting he was faking injuries before Cox was dragged by his feet into a holding cell, transferred later to a hospital. The officers were placed on administrative leave, now charged with misdemeanor counts of reckless endangerment and cruelty. That case led to police reforms in New Haven. We the People, the theme for the White House holiday decorations, unveiled by First Lady Jill Biden, along with a lot of mirrors tucked into the displays.
You will see your own reflection and a reminder that a request to see yourself in this house. And we are grateful to be able to welcome Americans home.
The We the People theme, inspired by the country's founding, she says, to remind Americans what unites them all year. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A gloomy start to your week, 45 degrees and cloudy in downtown Indy. Radar's clear, though, a low down to 41 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. You could see wind, rain, and higher temperatures as early as Tuesday.
Some primary weather types with this thing will be strong gusty winds. Winds could gust on an order of 35 to 40 miles per hour.
Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says nearly the entire state will be dealing with rain Tuesday night, with the highest chances between 7 Tuesday and 3 Wednesday morning. A former substitute teacher with the Zionsville School Corporation has been found guilty of child seduction. Investigators say 28-year-old Sean Martin committed the crimes while he was working at the home of an underage high school student. He was found guilty November 24th and will be sentenced December 19th. If you're wondering where you can find some of the cheapest gas in Indiana,
the average price in Indianapolis down about 17 cents a gallon in the last week. The average now $3.66, with some stations in the metro area under $3.30 a gallon.
Gas Buddies head of petroleum analysis Patrick DeHaan. He says prices might drop below $3 a gallon by Christmas in some parts of the state. You might wonder why you're not seeing as many seasonal job opportunities this year with companies like Amazon. Chris Davis reports.
It's robots and machines.
The companies have come along and made those investments to really support their people with technology.
Bryce Carpenter, Senior Vice President of Connexus, a company that promotes advanced manufacturing in Indiana. He tells Inside Indiana Business that the big fulfillment centers are kind of a hybrid work environment now, with machines doing some of the work that people used to do. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Let's face it, the housing market has shifted. The Indiana Board of Realtors report home sales are down 11% from this time last year. But you can still sell your home for a great price with the one agent I trust with selling my home, Mark Dietl. Maybe you want to maximize your equity now while you can, but you are not sure where to move next. Mark Dietl guarantees an offer on your home in 3 days or it's listed for free. Get maximum convenience and maximum sales price. Listen to what Richard and Marilyn in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Dietl. It was time for us to downsize and move into a place with some help. The best price was our focus to pay for the higher cost of assisted living. Mark Dietl and his team listened. They cared about our needs. Our home sold in a few weeks at the price we needed, quick and easy. Call the only agent I recommend and trust. Mark Dietl guarantees an offer in 3 days for full market value or it's listed for free. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05, here's Matt Baer.
Just a really ugly delay over on the east side, southbound 465 after Brookville Road. It's at South Shadeland Avenue. That's where we had the crash. It's now out of the interstate. No matter, we are still stopped past I-70. Then eastbound 465 slows Emerson Avenue over 274. Traffic sponsored by Indianapolis Men's Clinic. Guys, solve your ED today with an intimacy guarantee only at Indianapolis Men's Clinic. If you don't perform, you don't pay. Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic at 999-9000, 999-9000. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Should be a great start to the day. Our high temperatures topping out in the upper 40s this afternoon. Lows tonight in the low 40s, and we're in store for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms through the evening hours. On Tuesday, gusty winds to anywhere between 30 to 40 miles per hour with highs approaching 60. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8, Stephanie Meade for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel. Can you believe these characters are weirdos? On 93 WIBC.
So let's rock it! My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is right over there. Hope everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving weekend. Would have liked to have seen the crime numbers decrease just a bit. Not exactly the case. Our Monday crime update: 4 people stabbed, 11 people shot, 3 killed, Hammer, over the extended holiday weekend.
Which brings Indianapolis to a grand total of 213 homicides.
Jeez.
This is the third deadliest year on record, and we still have a full month to go.
I was going to say, it's not even December yet. Man. And just to give you an idea, I like to do the comparison every Monday with Chicago. 26 shot, 5 fatally. So more shootings in Chicago, at least people that were shot. But, I mean, per capita, again, we always talk about this.
Right.
But it's the same deal. We are right on par with Chicago, if that gives you any idea, in terms of per capita numbers.
But how could this be? Because Ryan Mears and the Democrats of Marion County, they told me crime was going down. They told me they had a grasp on this, and it's a Republican talking point that crime is a major problem in cities.
I don't know. You just hit me with that stat, the 213 homicides and third deadliest year in the history with more than a month ago. That blows me away.
And again,
that sucks.
The current leadership of this city keeps winning elections. So maybe we're the only ones that feel like this is unacceptable. Maybe we are all in a super minority when we see over 200 homicides in the city year after year as a problem. Because 60% of the vote says this is fine. 60% of the vote says, you know what? Keep doing, Ryan Mears. You keep doing you, buddy.
I don't think we're the only ones to see it. I think people that live in, especially in some of these crime hotspots, in certain sides of town, see it. I just think we're the only ones that are talking about it on a consistent basis and keeping people updated. I don't think, the Indy 10-Point Coalition, Reverend Charles Harrison, FOP President Rick Snyder, all talk about this stuff.
But 60% of the vote said, hey, keep on doing what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, we like it, because Ryan Mears won in a blowout. So we'll keep talking about this story every Monday. Not that anything is going to change, but ultimately, at some point, there has to be a breaking point in this city to where you're going to have to say, we have to try something different.
Well, the difference is, these violent criminals arrested and then get right back out with a GPS monitoring ankle bracelet or something like that, and they turn right around and do the same damn things over and over again. It's hard for the police to get witnesses, to get people to talk, because of the age-old mantra of snitches get stitches, and it's just the same vicious cycle.
This brings us to a story about the teenager that was a suspect in a triple murder. Not a single, not a double, but a triple murder, who was released on GPS monitoring. He was arrested again for invasion of privacy. He was selling some weed, posting pictures of guns on Snapchat. Now, he was 16 years old when he was charged for the murders of a 22-year-old, a 17-year-old, and an 18-year-old. He was charged as an adult, but his attorney, Andrew Baldwin, was able to convince a judge that evidence collected in the case was a product of an invalid search warrant. So as a result, the judge allowed this kid, this teenager, to be released with a GPS monitor last month.
So was it a case of I was reading, actually, I saw our old pal Russ McQuaid, Fox 59, talking about how smart his lawyer is. So is it a case of, is get a really good lawyer? Is the judge light on sentencing? Is this another case of the revolving door of the criminal justice system? This guy, Andrew Baldwin, that's representing this 18-year-old, is the same guy that's representing, I believe, Allen.
Richard Allen in the Delphi
case.
Yes.
So at least this probably shouldn't be the bar. At the very least, this dude wasn't arrested for the same crimes he was awaiting trial on, which is triple murder. I don't see how in the world a triple murderer, an accused triple murderer, could be walking around with an ankle bracelet on awaiting trial.
And there's a lot of finger pointing here because a lot of people
are
are pointing to the police and saying, get your paperwork right because this was an invalid search warrant. The police are saying,
was it?
We did everything right. This is ridiculous that he was slapped with a monitor and sent back out. But he's now been rearrested because part of his condition of being let back out was, 1, don't get arrested again, and number 2, you're not allowed to have a weapon of any kind.
Don't you go killing another 3 people, allegedly, okay?
Right.
We're trusting you. Here's the ankle bracelet. So at the very least, he wasn't arrested for doing what he was awaiting trial for.
No, but he was taking photos, putting them on social media of him holding a weapon, threatening things. It's like, it may come as a shock to everybody, but this guy's not very bright. You basically got let out after killing 3 people, allegedly, and all you had to do was, 1, not sell weed, and number 2, don't post any pictures to social media of you with a weapon you're not supposed to have.
Social media can be addicting, even for accused murderers. They can't seem to stay off the good old Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Tinder, whatever.
Grinder, I don't care. Whatever this dude's into,
Grindr.
He's a moron. Big Nige, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I saw some photos of you passed out at various places throughout the Laskowski estate.
You can see those pictures on our Facebook page at Hammer and Nigel. I passed out twice after eating in the same day, 2 different locations. I'm very proud of myself.
That's impressive.
One, boy, my dad and his wife Diane cooked a great meal. I just was sitting laying on the couch with my head back like that, not even laying down. And then the second one was out the outdoor patio. It was kind of warm. It was kind of a nice day on Thanksgiving, and just sprawled out on the couch outdoors for another hour. So there was a couple hours. I'm very proud of myself.
That outdoor picture of you passed out. You look like one of the bums that we see out here on Monument Circle. Like the same dudes that we see out here curled up outside of our front doors doing God knows what to their bodies.
I've seen that guy.
That looks like you in that second picture.
I wasn't doing everything that you saw the homeless guy doing. I was sleeping. Okay. But you can check the photos out if you're so inclined at Hammer Nigel on Facebook.
Did at any point you guys talk about how horrible America was during your Thanksgiving feast?
We tend to usually keep politics and everything anti-American out of the tabletop conversation at our
That's so bizarre.
Why?
Because Joy Reid of MSNBC seems like just such a delight to have over to celebrate Thanksgiving.
She's awful.
We are a country founded on violence. Our birth was violent. In 1619, a ship with more than 20 enslaved Africans landed in Virginia, ushering in 2 centuries of American slavery that left millions in chains or dead. And when those humans in bondage were finally free, a terrorist organization that was a card-carrying member of polite society, the Ku Klux Klan, picked up where the Civil War ended, using violence to maintain white supremacy.
You mean the Democrats?
The Klan and its ilk are still active. And as Americans, we continue to choose violence. We are a country that chooses violence over and over again. There is no facet of American society that is untouched by it, as all the recent headlines remind us.
All right, dip up, everybody. Joy, if you wouldn't mind, pass those mashed potatoes, please.
Can you imagine going to Thanksgiving with her? Not that she celebrates, not that she would even think about having any fun. What a joyless, miserable person that is. And yeah, don't forget about the Democrats. Your party had a big part in slavery before Abraham Lincoln changed all that.
Right.
Okay? So let's not get history twisted here.
So what's the over-under on how many days after Thanksgiving you can continue to eat the turkey leftovers?
Oh, yeah, the official stats there, I'd say a week at least, 5 days.
Because today, they always say the Monday after Thanksgiving is National Throwaway Day.
Really?
If you still have any leftovers, you're supposed to throw them away today.
No, I didn't. Well, that didn't happen because I had more leftovers today for lunch.
I've got some in my fridge, too.
What are you saying? I'm going to be puking by the end of the show?
Well, it wouldn't be, the first time, to be honest with you. Right. But in honor of National Throwaway Day, where you're supposed to get rid of everything to avoid bacteria, to avoid salmonella, all that kind of stuff, Hammer and Nigel Records has a little tribute here.
Ooh, it's been sitting way too long. It smells so wrong. Don't want to get another case of salmonella. I ate it through the weekend, but not again. Don't want to get another case of salmonella. The stuffing is okay. It'll keep for another day. The turkey's gotta go. Won't you please put it down the drain? No, 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 no. Woo! Don't want no salmonella. That's all I'm trying to tell ya.
Big fans of The Knack.
Yes.
The band The Knack here at the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Matt Baer, happy National Throwaway Day, and it's also Cyber Monday, so it's our annual reminder to you, if you're going to be cybering with anybody, please be safe.
I've already given out my social security number. Thanks, guys. Looking at the east side, southbound 465, stop and go right now before 70 down to South Shadeland. The vehicle fire is now blocking the left lane, and that has traffic backed up on the east side. Bad delay. You do not want to be a part of that. Traffic sponsored by Indianapolis Men's Clinic. Guys, solve your ED today with an intimacy guarantee only at Indianapolis Men's Clinic. If you don't perform, you don't pay. Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic at 999-9000, 999-9000. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
45 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. When we come back, it's a big night here in Indy.
Oh, yeah.
Monday Night Football here in Indianapolis. We'll talk a little bit about that. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Tony Katz.
When you start going down this idea that people you disagree with aren't human, the rhetoric, the dehumanization leads to disaster. It leads to violence. It leads to bloodshed. The people who want to scream anybody they disagree with is a Nazi, that's the dehumanizing. That's a real issue. I think everyone needs a bourbon and needs to calm down.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com. When the weather turns severe, turn to the WIBC Storm Desk, presented by Technology Recyclers. E-waste piling up? Visit tech-recyclers.com.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask how to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment taxes and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
Family Dollar has everything you need to enjoy this holiday season even more. Find a variety of Betty Crocker baking items for less than $5 so they won't break the bank. Add some color to the festivities with pre-lit trees from $15 and stylish ornaments 3 for only $3. And to celebrate with the little ones, find hundreds of toys for $15 or less. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
There's only one you, and you only have one heart. That's why Franciscan Health is here with the highest level of heart care that's personal, compassionate, and sensitive to your needs. Known for embracing innovative technology and advancements in care, our nationally recognized heart team is committed to helping you protect the only heart you've got. To schedule your appointment with a heart care expert or to get a second opinion, visit franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask how to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
Yellowstone, television's #1 show, is back on Paramount Network.
I, John Dutton, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the state of Montana against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Featuring an all-star cast led by Academy Award winner Kevin Costner.
The invasion is over.
They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
As the Dutton family fights to protect their legacy, they'll learn power has a price.
Signing this is a declaration of war.
We're already at war.
Yellowstone. New episodes Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Paramount Network.
Protecting Hoosiers' health and budget is important. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield can help you do both. 9 out of 10 people in their individual and family health plans qualify for financial help, and some even qualify for $0 premiums. They'll help you find affordable care with no-cost preventive care, $0 commonly prescribed drugs, and free virtual care visits. To learn more, visit Anthem.com. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc., independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Discover how to save more of your hard-earned money. Listen to WIBC this Saturday from 5 to 6 a.m. for secure retirement tips from Crown Haven Wealth Advisors. This Saturday, 5 to 6 a.m. on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show on 93 WIBC.
I was out on the third floor deck earlier overlooking Monument Circle before the show. I already saw some terrible towels. Colts and the Steelers tonight, Monday Night Football, Hammer.
You're going to see a lot of those yellow butt wipers, man. I'm telling you. They travel well.
Hell, some of them even live here. My annoying cousin Corey Ann and her husband Jason. I always tell you about those two, right? They wear their Steelers jerseys to church on Sundays. Ugh.
Man,
Steelers fans, so annoying.
Steeler fans, they have like no sense of humor at all.
Oh.
They can't take any jokes, and anytime something bad happens, they get more butthurt than anybody. Like these obnoxious Steeler fans, and I got to be honest, you're going to see a lot of them downtown tonight. Certain fan bases just travel really well.
Oh, yeah.
The Steelers being one of them. You're going to see a lot of those towels tonight, but I hope it's a fun night, man. I hope that it's a good game. These really aren't too prolific offenses, to say the least, but I'm hoping for a good game tonight. You got food ready to go?
Well, I think I'm going out to a work thing with my wife, and then, I'll have a nice Woodford Reserve waiting on me when I get home.
Okay, now the work thing with the wife isn't going to interfere with kickoff.
No, not going to interfere with kickoff. That'll be fine. But they know better. They work around my wife's employer works around my schedule.
Got it.
This is an interesting stat. I'm looking this from Zach Kiefer. He's a guy on Wish, right? He does the Wish TV sport. He's a sports guy on our news gathering partners. He goes on Twitter. This stat is wild. The Steelers are 17-3 against the Colts since the Colts moved to Indy in '84. That includes 7 straight wins heading into tonight. The only Colts quarterbacks to beat Pittsburgh in the Indy era, Mike Pagel and Peyton Manning.
A Mike Pagel shout out. All right.
Wow. So what is it tonight? The Colts are favored, right?
By 2.5. I like the Colts to cover, and I've got a prop bet on Jonathan Taylor over 13.5 receiving yards. So those are my bets for tonight. A lot of drama in the NFL yesterday. So the Ravens lost to the Jags. Crazy finish.
That was amazing, though.
The Jags storm down in the final drive. Trevor Lawrence, gets them down. They score a touchdown, and they say, screw it, we're going for the win. We don't want to tie. They go for the win. They get the 2-point conversion, and the Jags beat the Ravens. Well, in a now deleted tweet, the Ravens quarterback, Lamar Jackson, tells a fan who is really critical of his play to, quote, eat something. Now, the something in question is a part of the male anatomy that rhymes with the word stick.
Oh, no.
So this fan was like,
oh, boy.
Lamar Jackson doesn't need a contract extension. Let him walk. Rabble, rabble. So on Twitter, Lamar Jackson responds to this guy. And again, this is the quarterback of the Ravens, and basically says, you can't even smell a football field. You don't know what you're talking about. And he ends it with eat blank.
Oh, boy, that's going to be a problem. It's funny that Lamar Jackson checks his mentions, though.
Well, he got tagged in it.
Well, either way, still, I mean, it's just funny that players, respond in kind to these troll fans. But that phrase specifically, I'm sure, is going to cause a problem.
Well, enter ESPN into the chat.
Could be construed as what, homophobic?
That's right.
Okay.
ESPN puts out like a text message that goes to all their subscribers. Lamar Jackson responds to social media posts that criticized his performance with a tweet that included an anti-gay phrase.
Who says it's an anti-gay phrase?
ESPN.
But so they're calling it. So they said that.
Right. The tweet in question had nothing to do with sexuality. He was telling the dude to eat blank.
That's just a vulgar term that people of both sexes use. I've heard chicks say that to other chicks.
Yes. In a roundabout way, we heard G.I. Jane say that to her instructor in the movie.
She's canceled. She canceled to me more.
If you want to say it was a vulgar tweet, okay, fine. But it had nothing to do with sexuality. It had nothing to do with whether this fan likes men or women at all. And ESPN is making it out to be that way because, of course, they are. Also, shout out to Cathedral High School product, Ted Karras. Did you see this guy?
Does he play for the Bengals?
Yes, he does.
At the end of the game there? So that was another wild game.
An offensive lineman with the Cincinnati Bengals went to Cathedral High School, played college ball at Illinois. He was pretty fired up after beating the Titans in Tennessee. Let's listen to him walk off the field.
Right up yours, Tennessee. You.
F you, up yours, Tennessee. F you, multiple times.
Somebody by saying up yours, could that be construed as some sort of slur against certain communities?
It could be. Don't give ESPN any ideas. Can we do a real quick round of booze news?
I'm game.
You set him up and I'll knock him back, Lloyd. 1-1.
We are gonna read booze news, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Nigel presents
Booze News, Booze News.
Time for booze.
Oh man, my annoying Steelers fan cousin and her husband must have heard me talking crap about him.
Imagine that, they're butthurt already.
They're already texting me.
I rest my case.
Profanities. Yes.
Rest my case. Booze news. California man is accused of trying to drive drunk to Las Vegas with his 12-year-old son in the car while wearing a Las Vegas Raiders helmet.
Oh, no.
Here is the young boy Aiden talking to a 911 dispatcher from the vehicle that his old man was driving.
My dad is trying to take me to Vegas. He's acting weird. What kind of car are you in? A Toyota Camry. It's got Raider plate. He says he's stuck in a Raider helmet. He says he's taking himself in a Raider helmet.
You see the dad in the background go, I'm wearing a Raiders helmet, son. As he's calling 911 on his own dad because he's drunk driving. I like this kid. That's really sad that had to come to that.
Right.
Almost teenage boy having to call the cops on his dad because he... at least he's smart enough to know, my old man should not be behind the wheel of this car. So the boy's okay. The kid his father's been arrested, charged with DUI and child abuse. And, boy, definitely I'm glad things worked out.
Now, we've got an update on the lineman from the Bengals, Ted Karras, the Cathedral kid. The coach, Dan Dockich, sent me a message and said that he's heard chatter that the Titans were going after his knees, even during the kneel down at the end of the game. So that's why he was so adamant about blank you when he walked off the field.
Good. Screw him.
I was fine with it before. I'm fine with it now.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm fine with it. It's the Hammer and Nigel show. Guys, if you need an annual health exam, check out the Low T Center to get your complete health assessment. They'll check all of your levels, not just your T level. In most cases, it's completely covered by your health insurance. And if you don't have insurance, it's less than $100 for a full lab panel and office visit with the medical provider. And they give you a complete health assessment. Low T Center, specializing in men's health. Go to lowtcenter.com right now. Book online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Buy 4 tires and get up to $260 in savings after rebate at Bell Tire's Black Friday sale. Or get even more in Bell Tire gift cards with extended hours Friday, Saturday, and Monday only. Plus, get tires as low as $49 after rebate. Buy 4 tires and get up to $260 in savings at our absolute biggest sale of the year. Don't miss out. Sale ends Monday, November 28th. Get up to $260 in savings. Or get even more. Buy online, save time. Choose the lowest tire price, period, at Bell Tire. See store or belltire.com for details. Restrictions apply.
Christmas can sometimes be difficult to manage and brings back memories. Some are great and some are painful. This is a story of a mom who lost her son to suicide. If he could reach out to her today, this is a sample of what he would want her to know. Dear Mama, 8 months ago, I got my wings. I came to you in your office to say a final goodbye. I know you didn't want me to leave, but it was my time to go. I am so sorry for the harsh words spoken the last time we were together. I wasn't myself. I hope you will forgive me. I love you, Mama.
We don't often talk about grief during the Christmas season, and yet Christmas can bring up memories that evoke pain and heartache because of the loss of a loved one. Hi, this is Pastor Micah Beckwith, and our Blue Christmas experience at Life Church is designed to give you a space to remember, to ponder, and to feel. Come to one of our Blue Christmas experiences and find a new freedom and joy during the holidays. Go to lcbluechristmas.com for times and locations.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
More rain tomorrow, 45 degrees and cloudy on Monument Circle. The radar is clear. You've got a low of 41 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:32. You can expect it to be stormy at times Tuesday.
It'll be mostly Tuesday night after sunset, so we're looking at maybe 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. As the most likely time that the storms will roll through.
Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says other than that, he expects the rest of the week to be dry with temperatures warming up to the 50s. A former substitute teacher with the Zionsville School Corporation has been found guilty of child seduction. Investigators say 28-year-old Sean Martin committed the crimes while he was working at the home of an underage high school student. He was found guilty November 24th and will be sentenced December 19th. The suspect, who admitted to killing 10 black people at a Buffalo supermarket earlier this year, will be sentenced in February. He pleaded guilty to state charges, including domestic terrorism motivated by hate. That'll put him behind bars for life. You probably noticed that gas prices across the state are down from where they were a week ago.
And they're supposed to keep going down. I'm John Herrick.
Prices will likely drop below $3.50 on average by next week.
And Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan, says some stations in Indiana are even selling it below $3 a gallon already. He says a big reason for this current drop is that this is the time of year where demand for gasoline typically goes down. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Peyton Manning was under center the last time the Indianapolis Colts beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the losing streak could end tonight.
It's going to be huge. The Steelers are huge, so I don't think we need any extra motivation. But I had no idea about, the dominance they've had over us here recently.
Colts head coach Jeff Saturday was snapping the football to Manning in 2008 when the team last beat the Steelers. Kickoff is at 8:15. You can hear the game on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:34.
Attention passengers, this is your pilot speaking. Looks like we're going to have to land immediately. And hurry to the Xfinity Black Friday sale. Folks, we've got clear skies and lots of binge watching ahead. Stream your heart out when you get the ultimate streamer setup. We'll be cruising in so new Xfinity customers can get 400 megabit internet with unlimited data and Xfi Complete for just $55 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. And a free 4K streaming box included. Plus, for a limited time, get HBO Max included for 1 year. So, sit back and relax with internet made for streaming and access to classic favorites. Flight attendants, prepare for binge watching.
Drop everything and get to the Xfinity Black Friday sale, now through December 5th. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Ad-supported plan of HBO Max. After promo, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
With traffic at 3:05, here's Matt Bear.
Harrison East Side stopped in the southbound lanes. 465 delay begins after Penn Pike down to Washington Street because of a stalled semi in the center lane. We did have a vehicle fire in the same area that has cleared. Also looking at northbound 465 southeast side slows Brookville Road to Washington Street. And then we have Emerson Avenue shut down both directions, 34th to 38th Streets because of a gas leak. And Grant Street shut down in Lebanon from Elm to South because of a structure fire. Traffic sponsored by B Window. The annual B Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off plus 10% manufacturer's rebates and 22 months, no payments, no interest. BWindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Should be a great start to the day. Our high temperatures topping out in the upper 40s this afternoon. Lows tonight in the low 40s, and we're in store for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms through the evening hours. On Tuesday, gusty winds to anywhere between 30 to 40 miles per hour with highs approaching 60. I'm Wish TV, Storm Track 8, Stephanie Meade for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday Gun Day with the Gun Guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
On the Hammer and Nigel Show, 93 WIBC.
My name is Nigel. Hammer's over there. Guy Relford is a Second Amendment attorney, licensed firearms instructor, host of the Gun Guy Show here on 93 WIBC. Guy, how are you?
I'm great, man, and thanks as always to our sponsor, Fort Liberty Firearms in Avon, 8401 East Highway 36 in Avon. Great place to buy firearms, ammunition, and accessories. Check out my buddies at the Fort at FortLibertyFirearms.com.
Let's start off by talking about this Democratic senator, this gun grabber, Chris Murphy, out of Connecticut. And there's a guy we've mentioned on this show during this segment before, because he's the one that came out and said, after this latest piece of gun control legislation passed, he's the one that said, this isn't it. This is just the beginning. This is just the stepping stone to more gun control legislation. Came right out and admitted it.
Sure.
So he recently quoted, I think it was over the weekend talk shows, those political talk shows, quote, "The Senate needs to have a conversation about funding law enforcement outfits that balk at implementing gun laws in Second Amendment sanctuaries." So he wants to cut funding to police for cities that are Second Amendment. Have you ever heard that before? Second Amendment sanctuaries?
Oh, yeah.
Does this resonate with you at all? Does this make sense? What's he talking about?
100%. And what this arose out of, Nige, is that one of the recent elections in Virginia, where in a year, Virginians didn't show up to the polls, and they ended up with a Democrat governor and a Democrat House and a Democrat Senate there at the local level. And they passed some really draconian gun control measures. And they got the idea there in Virginia that on the county wide basis, at the county level, they're going to declare themselves to be Second Amendment sanctuaries. And what that means is that we protect the Second Amendment here in our county. We will not assist federal law enforcement in any enforcement of federal laws or even state laws that we think are unconstitutional. And we here at the county level are going to protect the Second Amendment rights of our citizens. And a bunch of sheriffs. In fact, there were something like 95%, 96% of the counties in Virginia declared they were Second Amendment sanctuaries, meaning I don't care what the state law is, I don't care what the federal law is, we're going to protect your Second Amendment rights here at the county level. And this took off all across the country. In fact, right now, out of 92 counties in Indiana, I think something like 50 have declared themselves on some level to be Second Amendment sanctuaries. But we need to talk about what that really means in terms of, does that mean that, that they're going to stand at the county line with shotguns and not let ATF agents come into their county? Well, no.
Right.
It just means they're not going to assist federal law enforcement. And in some situations, it really has meant nothing more than they've passed a resolution at the county level that says we support the Second Amendment and we will stand with our citizens and oppose any unconstitutional laws that are trying to be enforced here in our county.
Now, this may be a total dumb guy question here, but if you have to go out and say you're a Second Amendment safe neighborhood or whatever, why isn't everyone that way? Doesn't the Constitution literally have a Second Amendment for this very purpose?
Well, no, you're exactly right. And at the end of the day, and that's why it's largely symbolic, because a lot of the resolutions, for instance, or even ordinances that were passed here in Indiana, and I was involved in this. In fact, I put out a model Second Amendment sanctuary resolution on the 2A Project website that counties could pass, and dozens and dozens of them passed exactly the resolution that I drafted and I put out on the website. But at the end of the day, it's largely symbolic for exactly the reason you're talking about, Jason.
You mean people will just say something for the sake of saying it in politics, guy? When the hell did that start?
Yeah, but because when you're talking about Second Amendment sanctuaries, it goes. There's
You're right. This sounds
spectrum.
so stupid, Hammer. It's in the Constitution.
Right.
What are you talking about?
When it comes for immigration, at least that's going against the law. You're breaking the law, but you're safe here. This is literally in the Constitution.
No, you're exactly right. But there's a broad spectrum, because there are some places across the country where at the county level, the local sheriff has said, and I was somewhat tongue-in-cheek on this earlier in the discussion, but they've actually said if federal agents try to come into our county to enforce, like, for instance, an assault weapon ban, we will stand on the county line and we will arrest them, in our view, for violating our law here at the county level, because we're a Second Amendment sanctuary. And others have just passed a resolution that basically says, hey, we all support the Constitution and, team, and that's it. So there's a broad spectrum of what we're talking about when we say a Second Amendment sanctuary. But for the most part, most often what counties have done across the country, and including here in Indiana, is they've said, we will not assist any law enforcement agency, be it state or federal, that tries to come into our county and enforce what we think is an unconstitutional law. We simply won't support them. We won't assist them. We won't, give them addresses. We won't give them logistical support, that kind of thing. And so to a large degree, it's symbolic.
And we've seen this time and time again from this current administration. They know some of the things they're doing are not constitutional. Whether it's student loan forgiveness, whether it's other things, they will throw anything against the wall and wait for the courts to say, what are you doing? You can't do that. It violates the Constitution.
Well, that's a really important point, because, you've had the Biden administration come out and say, well, this whole foreclosure moratorium is probably unconstitutional, but we'll see what the courts say. We're going to impose it in the meantime.
Right.
I don't have a bit of problem that somebody at the local level.
DACA was unconstitutional, and Obama did it anyway.
Exactly. Of course. I mean, so it happens over and over. So I don't have a bit of problem. That's why I drafted the model resolution that got passed all over Indiana. But at the end of the day, if federal law enforcement officers want to come into Indiana or into any particular county and enforce federal law, absent a gun battle between county sheriffs and federal law enforcement agents, which nobody wants to see that they're going to enforce federal law as they deem fit. And that's why it's important. I like the fact that these resolutions are being passed, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean a lot beyond symbolism.
You mentioned assault weapons ban. Biden was running his mouth over Thanksgiving holiday about, I'm going to do it. I'm going to ban assault weapons. Even with the Senate, the way it looks now, could they get that through?
No. And in fact, in the same interview that you're talking about with Chris Murphy, he was asked specifically, Biden's been calling for an assault weapon ban. Can you get this done in this Senate? And he, right in the middle of calling for more gun control, in the middle of, being as anti-Second Amendment as he could possibly be, he's basically said, no, we don't have the votes in the Senate to get that done.
Wow. What if he had two more votes because in a couple of months, there's a legitimate chance that the Democrats will have a 2-seat advantage in the Senate. Is this going to change anything?
Well, it's a great question, Jason, but it's a two-step process because they don't have 60 votes. Right. So under current Senate rules, in order to call a bill beyond debate and get a vote on the floor, they need to have cloture, quote unquote, which is to end debate and call a bill to a vote. And they don't have anywhere close to 60 votes. But
that's why they'd like to get rid of that filibuster, boy. Right.
That's my point. Is it's a two-step process because if they could first amend the filibuster rules. Yeah. And end the 60 vote requirement, and then do what they want to do. And there's there's precedent for that since that's obviously where we were on Supreme Court justices not long ago. And the Democrats went in and suspended those rules as to judicial appointments, and then when the Republicans had the majority, they extended that to Supreme Court nominees, and that's why we can get Supreme Court justices confirmed with a simple majority. So. Your question originally is, if with another couple of votes, could they come up with enough votes to suspend the 60 vote requirement and then pass an assault weapon ban? Sure. Yes, that could happen.
And this is why this Georgia runoff is so important.
That's right.
Because in the past, you've had, the West Virginia Senator Manchin, you've had Sinema of Arizona almost being the voice of reason to say, hey, we're not just going to pass this ridiculous radical stuff through. But if you have a 2-seat advantage, now it becomes a tie, even if they hold out and the tie goes to Kamala, and she has yet to meet a bad idea she hasn't loved.
Right. No, that's exactly right. That's why that the next seat or two could make a huge difference.
Guy Relford with us. It's Monday Gun Day here on the Hammer and Nigel show. There's a story, I believe it was on Breitbart's website earlier today, that the number of Americans carrying guns on the daily is up to at least 6 million. Now, you see that headline, and Breitbart, usually a pretty, conservative-friendly outlet, but the folks on the other side, the political left or the anti-gun folks are going to say, oh, my God, 6 million people. We could get shot at any given time, at any given place.
Well, I think it, jumped from 2016 to 2019, a significant number. Yeah.
It doubled in that very short time frame. And that's probably underreported because how many people who carry a gun every day are necessarily going to tell you? Right. But to the extent that's coming from, statistics on who has a license to carry and that type thing, which again, 25 states out of the 50 states in the United States today are constitutional carry states, including Indiana, where you don't need a license to carry a handgun. So who's tracking those people who are carrying without a license? But at the end of the day, people, the people who want to wave their hands and say the sky is falling and, oh, my God, we can get shot at any time. You know what they really ought to think about? They ought to think about the Greenwood Park Mall on July 17th of this year, right? Because one person, Eli Dickin, who I'm proud to say is my client, decided that he was going to carry a gun that day, as he does every day, legally. And because he was carrying a gun that day, dozens and dozens and dozens of lives were saved in the Greenwood Park Mall.
Right.
See, that's what they don't want to talk about.
And this was the bed that they made with the Summer of Love. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people who were never gun people that went out and decided to get something to protect themselves when they saw stores being looted and police officers not really being allowed to do their jobs to protect people.
Oh, brother, I talk to those people every day because I have a training company. And every single day I'm getting a dozen emails saying, I never thought I'd be a gun owner, but after seeing everything that's going on, you guys, as I was driving down here, you're reporting on the crime statistics this year here in Marion County. How many people listen to those numbers where the third largest already and with a month to go in terms of number of murders in Marion County? And how many people are going to say, I just soon not be one of those statistics. Yeah. I think I want the wherewithal, the capacity, and the training to defend my life and my family's life. A lot of people are going to make that decision just from hearing the numbers you guys were putting out earlier today. And I hear from those people literally dozens and dozens of times every week.
Anybody that has questions, where can they go?
RelfordLaw.com is the best place to get a hold of me, RelfordLaw.com.
Watching the game tonight? Got everything ready to go?
Oh yeah, well I'm still in the leftover mode, man. I'm gonna be doing some pumpkin pie and turkey sandwiches. But yeah, absolutely, I'm excited about this game. I think we can right the ship a little bit against Pittsburgh and get some things done.
Guy, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Fresh off a win against Michigan State, Tom Allen and the Hoosiers battle Purdue at Memorial Stadium in the Old Oaken Bucket game Saturday. Pre-game at 2:30, kickoff at 3:30 on 93 WIBC.
No real estate agent I'd trust more than Mark Dietel to sell my home. Richard and Marilyn in Indianapolis felt the same way. It was time for them to downsize and move into a place with some help. And the best price was their focus to pay for the higher cost of assisted living. Now, Mark Dietel and his team listened. They cared about Richard and Marilyn's needs and sold their home in a few weeks at the price they needed, quick and easy. That's how Mark Dietel does it.
There's only one agent that we recommend and trust on the Hammer and Nigel show, and that is Mark Dietel. Why? Because Mark Dietel can guarantee you an offer in 3 days at full market value, or he will list it for free. Call Mark Dietel right now, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
At Busey Bank, we're proud to connect communities through financial outreach and economic opportunity. Building a stronger, more vibrant community, Busey offers tools and resources to individuals, families, and business owners to achieve financial success. Building strong financial futures, one family, one street, one city at a time. Busey Bank, member FDIC.
Downtown Indy, dressed in holiday style and adorned with bright lights and holiday sights all season long. Where friends visit Monument Circle with its festive lighting, audio and video presentations every night of the week. Make new memories while enjoying award-winning restaurants just steps away from your favorite attractions, sporting events, and performances. Come celebrate the season where it all began, downtown. Go to downtownindy.org/holidays for all the info. That's downtownindy.org/holidays.
Well, it's a great honor. It's obviously not the reason I volunteer, but it's nice.
Meet Chuck Bouillou, retired registered nurse, volunteer at Meals on Wheels, and another Jiffy Lube Do More winner.
And I'm Jiffy Lube owner Steve Sanner. At Jiffy Lube, we are proud to support Hoosier charities that use their vehicles to do more to make Indiana a better place to live.
Satisfying that I know that at least that day they will get a meal, maybe even 2 meals.
Jiffy Lube of Indiana provides all of our Do More winners with free vehicle maintenance for a year. Because now at Jiffy Lube, our trained technicians do more to keep vehicles like theirs and yours on the road. Brakes, tires, batteries, and more. As well as Indiana's favorite oil change since 1985.
To get an oil change every couple months is nice.
Jiffy Lube accepts competitors' coupons, so you don't have to choose between saving a few dollars versus treating your vehicle to Jiffy Lube's award-winning service. Click on JiffyLubeIndiana.com for a Jiffy Lube near you.
So, first day at your new job. A lot of nerves, right? Not really. Why? Because when you were getting your associate degree at Ivy Tech Community College, you received hands-on training on state-of-the-art technology, most of it the same equipment you'll be working on today. You're ready because the staff and faculty at Ivy Tech made sure of it. They met you where you were at, then helped you get where you were going. A new career paying $10,000 more a year than what you can get with just a high school diploma. And it all started at ivytech.edu.
Express the heartwarming message of Christmas this year and give her a diamond engagement ring from Pierce Jewelers that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
It's B-Window's Black Friday sale.
52% discount plus manufacturer's rebates and no interest, no payments for 18 months.
Trust me.
We got a busy night, Matt Bear. We've got people coming downtown for the Colts game. A lot of holiday stuff going on. What's the latest with our traffic?
Right now, we're doing pretty good going into downtown. A little bit of a slowdown on inbound 70 before the split. East side, southbound 465 stops from Penn Pike to Washington because of a semi-tapped in the middle of the interstate. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. The annual B-Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off plus 10% manufacturer's rebates and 22 months, no payments, no interest to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
So we are going on the roller coaster of temperatures this week. So tomorrow, sunshine and 61.
All right, good news. I'll take it.
Wednesday, a low of 20.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And then by the weekend again, we're back up in the 50s. And by next Monday, low 40s. So it's a glass case of emotion when it comes to our weather. 45 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. As we normally do on Monday, went a little long with the gun guy.
He was awesome, as always. And we have somebody waiting in our lobby for us, by the way. We've got a little... we're in tailgate mode, as I understand.
We are in tailgate mode.
Oh, man.
Coming up here at 4:35, we got the folks from Dickey's Barbecue coming in.
Weren't they on with you on your betting show a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, they came on All Indiana Bets.
Oh, that looked fantastic.
And it was so good. I said, you guys have to come do the radio show because we've got Monday Night Football in town that night, and people need some tailgate food. Nobody wants to cook. We need some barbecue. We need some wings. So they're going to join us here in just a little bit. Coming up a little bit after 4 o'clock, though, something we have not done in a long time, Nige.
What's that?
We have a monkeypox update.
Oh, my.
So we've got that coming up.
No.
We'll check in with America's battle against COVID. We'll play Is This Anything? We've got your tailgate food. We got a lot of serious stuff going on here. So don't go anywhere. Going to take a little break. When we come back, top stories of the day. We'll check in against the fight against COVID. And yes, cue up the monkeypox jingle. We have a monkeypox update. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
When the weather turns severe, turn to the WIBC Storm Desk, presented by Technology Recyclers, certified electronics recycling. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Tickets on sale now for Christmas Nights of Lights at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Purchase online early to reserve your time slot. Reservations are required. Christmas Nights of Lights is brighter than ever this season, as they have added several new light displays to their show of over 2 miles of driving route. They're excited to reveal one of their most creative and colorful light displays, the Field of Lights. Christmas Nights of Lights is open nightly, all holidays, rain or shine. November 11th through January 1st. They are reservations only, so purchase tickets at ChristmasNightsOfLights.com.
Hey, Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. My Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
It's our Black Friday sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus free delivery on all smart beds when you add a base. And Cyber Monday. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Inflating prices aren't stopping anytime soon, and that kitchen or bath remodel you've been thinking about, if you wait any longer, it's just going to get more and more expensive. You need to be planning right now. Tony Katz for Boer Remodeling. Get in touch with Boer now to get on the schedule for 2023 and avoid some of those price increases. Boer Remodeling aims to be the finest remodeler in Central Indiana with the best materials and most skilled craftsmen. They'll guide you through the entire process to make your vision come to life. Boer Remodeling, BOOHER. Talk to BoerRemodeling.com to set up your free consultation.
Well, it's a great honor. It's obviously not the reason I volunteer, but it's nice.
Meet Chuck Bouillou, retired registered nurse, volunteer at Meals on Wheels, and another Jiffy Lube Do More winner.
And I'm Jiffy Lube owner Steve Sanner. At Jiffy Lube, we are proud to support Hoosier charities that use their vehicles to do more to make Indiana a better place to live.
Satisfying that I know that at least that day they will get a meal, maybe even 2 meals.
Jiffy Lube of Indiana provides all of our Do More winners with free vehicle maintenance for a year. Because now at Jiffy Lube, our trained technicians do more to keep vehicles like theirs and yours on the road. Brakes, tires, batteries, and more. As well as Indiana's favorite oil change since 1985.
You get an oil change every couple months. It's nice.
Jiffy Lube accepts competitors' coupons, so you don't have to choose between saving a few dollars versus treating your vehicle to Jiffy Lube's award-winning service. Click on JiffyLubeIndiana.com for a Jiffy Lube near you.
Imagine if McDonald's was always within reach. Chicken McNuggets, golden crispy fries, all in the palm of your hand. With the McDonald's app, you don't have to imagine. Exclusive deals on all your delicious favorites are just a tap away.
Download the McDonald's app for a free Big Mac. Offer valid one time through the last day of the month for first-time app users at participating McDonald's. May take up to 48 hours to appear in your deals. McD app download and registration required.
Share the joy with Big Apple Bagels this season when you bring your favorite freshly baked bagels, muffins, and sandwiches to coworkers, friends, and family. There's no better gift than handcrafted, made-from-scratch bagels and muffins. Start sharing the joy today and receive a free coffee as our thanks when you purchase from our Holiday To-Go menu. Big Apple Bagels, where something big is always baking.
Share the joy today at Big Apple Bagels. Visit us in Avon and at our 2 locations in Fishers.
Coming up in 2 minutes, Donnie Burgess reports on a former Zionsville substitute teacher who pled guilty, what you can expect in your forecast this week, and why gas prices might be going down as we move closer to Christmas Day. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Shepherd Community Center studios. It's cloudy and 45 downtown right now. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
The White House is watching closely. Lisa Brady, Fox News. A response to the mass protests over COVID lockdowns in China, which still has a strict zero COVID policy 3 years into the pandemic.
Our message to peaceful protesters around the world is the same and consistent. People should be allowed the right to assemble and to peacefully protest policies or laws or dictates that they take issue with.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby also says he doesn't see supply chain impacts from the protests, but supply chain worries are being blamed in part for a sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow down 497 points after the closing bell. There's also ongoing concern about a possible rail strike after 4 unions rejected a tentative deal.
We're hearing dire warnings from U.S. businesses about what a potential rail strike could mean for the U.S. economy. The White House says the president's been actively involved in trying to avoid such a thing, but we're still waiting for the details on how much so.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. A strike could impact a wide variety of goods from food to fuel and at the height of the holiday season.
So many economists that are saying that this could cause major problems. Think about the ag products as well as the food that would be spoiled in the event a rail strike were to occur. Also imagine all those holiday packages and unable to reach their destination.
The White House says a strike is unacceptable. Spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre just telling reporters that President Biden is directly involved in the process of trying to avoid a strike and that he has spoken with members of Congress on the issue. The administration makes another move aimed at cracking down on a greenhouse gas. The Interior Department's Bureau of Land Management proposing new rules to limit methane leaks from oil and gas drilling on public lands. The draft rule would include monthly limits on flaring and require companies to have leak detection programs on federal land. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He won't be teaching again. Cloudy and 45 degrees in Indianapolis. Radar is clear. Lows stay in the 40s tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. A former Zionsville substitute teacher has been found guilty of child sex crimes. Donnie Burgess reports.
Sean Martin was just 26 while working for Zionsville Schools in November of 2020, having sex with a female student off school property. He was arrested and eventually charged with 2 counts of child seduction. The Boone County prosecution team said Martin used his position of authority and trust to prey on his victim. Martin, now 28 years old, will be sentenced December 19th. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Wind, rain, and higher temperatures. Those are all things you'll be seeing this week, especially with a system that's supposed to move in Tuesday.
Some primary weather types with this thing will be strong gusty winds. Winds could gust on an order of 35 to 40 miles per hour.
Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service says nearly the entire state will be dealing with rain Tuesday night with the highest chances between 7 Tuesday and 3 Wednesday morning. Gas prices could be going down as we move closer to Christmas Day.
Wholesale gas prices haven't been this low since early this year, and that's going to give stations even more room to lower prices.
Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy. He says prices could drop below $3 a gallon by December 25th. Indiana is doing more business from e-commerce in all parts of the state. Chris Davis reports if you're not one of the thousands of people with fulfillment job, it still affects your life.
During the pandemic, obviously, consumer patterns changed.
Remember 2020?
You might have ordered groceries, toilet paper, even light bulbs online.
We saw a 40% increase initially in freight movement within the state. Now that's normalized a bit, but there were a lot of patterns that were created.
That's Bryce Carpenter, Senior Vice President of Connexus, a company that promotes advanced manufacturing, talking to Inside Indiana Business. Now that people are used to it, just like with your Christmas shopping, people are putting more Hoosiers to work packing and shipping. It's only expected to grow from here. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, above your eyes, below your eyes, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor, you've visited urgent care over and over again, and it's always the same thing. Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and nasal sprays. But the sinus infections keep coming back. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your sinus infections anymore. Set an appointment today with Indianapolis Sinus Center and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
The traffic on the 5s at 4:05. Here's Matt Bear.
Harrison East Side, southbound 465 in Washington. A semi is done right in the middle of the interstate center lane block because of the stall, and traffic is stopped back to Penn Pike. Inbound 65 slows West Street to the north split, and on the northwest side, southbound 465 slows 71st to I-65. Traffic sponsored by Freegee and Freegee Auctioneers. Freegee and Freegee Auctioneers is hosting a public auction on December 3rd in Clayton, Indiana. Info at freegeeauctioneers.com. That's FREIJE auctioneers.com. License AC312-00002. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A chilly start to your day on your Tuesday, seeing some sunshine by afternoon. After sunset, we'll track the chance of showers and thunderstorms. There's also an isolated threat for severe weather, mainly south of Interstate 70. I'm Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown on 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel. Can you believe these characters are weirdos? On 93 WIBC. So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Hammer's right over there. Sounds like you got a little bit of the BA5 a little bit over there.
I got a little bit of a cough.
Maybe a little variant action?
Maybe, just maybe.
All right, well, you just stay over there because we're going to check in. I'm not going to waste any more time. I've been waiting for this. We're going to check in with America's battle against COVID-19.
COVID-19, oh, I swear that I mean at this moment.
There are 3 vaccines.
China, piss off, now you've made this. We'll cough. We're all nervous because of COVID-19.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. I mean, Kyle.
Get a little scratchy throat going on, but that's not bad.
Yeah, that can make it sound all gravelly. Make it sound gritty.
So whose farewell tour is lasting longer? The Rolling Stones or Dr. Fauci's? Because the Rolling Stones, it feels like they've been on a farewell tour since like 1985.
Yeah, so he's leaving his gig as the Biden's COVID guy. Just had his final press conference where the White House press secretary had to step in and protect him and shield him from questions about the origins of COVID in the Wuhan lab. Yeah, lab.
And now he's doing more interviews. I know, shocking. What? Dr. Fauci doing a television interview.
He loves the spotlight, man. I don't know how he's going to leave it.
He sat down with Margaret Brennan, who I'm not going to lie, I kind of got a little thing for Maggie.
Oh, really? Oh, look at you.
Very, very classy. I like Maggie Brennan. I call her Maggie. Margaret Brennan of Face the Nation on CBS had Dr. Fauci on. And take a listen as old Dr. Flip Flop defends China for covering up the COVID origins and then ultimately blames Donald Trump for it.
What happens is that if you look at the anti-China approach
that clearly the Trump administration had right from the very beginning, and the accusatory nature, the Chinese are going to flinch back and say, no, I'm sorry, we're not going to talk to you about it, which is not correct.
But they're not talking to the Biden administration about it either.
Exactly. I think that horse is out of the barn, and they're very suspicious of anybody trying to accuse them. We need to have an open dialogue with their scientists and our scientists, keep the politics out of it, and let the scientists, because these are scientists that we've known for decades.
Anti-China? That's what he's saying Trump was? I mean, China, like, everybody was calling Trump racist for shutting down the borders in terms of travel to and from China. Like, everybody was telling him, no, you can't do this. But ultimately, everybody said that was the right move after he did it, after the fact. And now all of a sudden Trump is an anti-China for shutting down the borders and essentially doing what he was suggested to do by Dr. Fauci.
If you ever find yourself in a position where you're defending China's government or China's spokespeople, you're probably on the wrong side of that argument.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, everybody was advising Trump, hey, we better shut down these borders. And when he did, he was labeled a racist for doing it. So who's using politics here?
Here's Dr. Fauci on whether or not schools will close down again as numbers start to rise with COVID.
So coming out of the holidays, should parents expect schools to shut down?
I don't know, Margaret. I'm not sure. When you talk about shutting down schools, there's always the collateral
That's also
effects.
Radioactive.
It is, exactly. There's always the collateral issue. So you have to balance, and you do it in real time, depending upon the viral load of disease in your region. Whether, the upper Northeast may be quite different from the Southwest, from the Pacific Coast, from the upper Northwest. So you have to have the local authorities evaluate on a situation by situation basis.
Wait, hold on. Was this clip for 2020?
No.
For 2021?
No.
This was from over the weekend.
Yes.
The answer should have been, hell no, you don't close the schools. This guy loves to be in the spotlight. If COVID disappears, man, that'll be the end of Fauci. Nobody want to talk to him. Nobody cares about him anymore.
Here in a couple months, that'll be the end of him, too.
But seriously, the answer should have been no, we shouldn't. Like, why are the schools the only one mentioned there? I didn't hear her say anything about bars or salons or retailers or bars. You know what I mean? Like, just like, why are schools always the front and center here?
Well, and as passionate as he was about, we got to trust the Chinese scientists we've known for years. If you're all about trusting the science, doctor, look what these lockdowns did to our kids in these schools. You've got kids who are so far behind with their education as well as their social skills. Yes. All you had to do was say, no, we're not going to shut down the schools again. That's the only acceptable answer here.
Because kids are the least at risk from COVID. We've known that since early in 2020.
Dr. Fauci claims that he personally is not political at all, and he never has been.
They've clearly politicized it. They say that I'm not political at all, period. I've never been, and anybody who knows anything about me knows that that's the case. But it is very clear when people are running their campaigns with an anti-Fauci element to it. I mean, that's ridiculous. This is a public health issue. So, yeah, it's going to keep going, likely much more geared towards me. I mean, it's obviously a political issue. I'm not going to get involved. I didn't get involved before in the politics, and I'm not going to get involved now.
Why won't you go away? Although Christine in the YouTube chat makes a great point, we all know that his replacement is just going to be a clone. It's not going to be somebody that has a completely different strategy or way of doing things. It's going to be a Fauci bot that takes his place. So even though that Captain Flip-Flop here is going to ride off into the sunset where he's going to have a book deal and he's going to tell his story and bash Trump and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be more of the same. But don't stand there and tell me you're not political.
Please.
I think it's time for an all-new segment on this show, Nige. Great moments in Dr. Fauci being 100% definitely not political history.
Senator Cruz told the Attorney General you should be prosecuted.
Yeah. I'd have to laugh at that.
I should be prosecuted. What happened on January 6th, Senator?
The hell are you talking about, you creepy old goat? What the hell are you talking about? Go away and never come back. All right. It's been a while. It's been a bit. Are you ready for a monkeypox update?
Oh, boy.
Monkeypox, monkeypox, oh monkey, 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 monkeypox, monkeypox, oh monkey, 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 monkeypox, monkeypox, oh monkey, 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 monkeypox.
I'm not going to lie, I've missed it.
What now?
The WHO, the World Health Organization, has officially renamed monkeypox Mpox. So we're not allowed to call it monkeypox anymore.
Oh.
It's Mpox because there were concerns about the title being racist and it would go against ways people could treat it.
It's they said stigmatizing language and racial language, which I'm not even sure how they get that. That's the name of the disease. It's been that name. It's been that way for decades.
Since 1970.
So people need to realize that this is a disease that affected a certain community, the gay community. It was an STD spreading prevalent throughout the homosexual community.
And I know somebody will send us a tweet or an email.
There's outliers. Yes,
right.
I understand that.
But as a whole, this affected a certain community in this country.
Just like COVID mainly affected severely frail and ill elderly people with multiple comorbidities.
I know we got to hit a traffic break, but Kylan, can we hear the monkeypox theme song just one more time? It's been a little while, and I'd love to hear it one more time.
Boy.
Monkeypox,
the monkey at the end.
Monkey, 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 monkeypox, monkeypox, oh monkey, 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 monkeypox, monkeypox.
Wait for it.
Monkey, monkey, monkeypox.
There it is. Oh, I've missed it. I've missed that song. Don't miss talking about the disease, but I missed the song. All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Looking at the east side, southbound 465 jams, Penn Pike down to Washington, a stalled semi in the middle of the interstate at Washington. Northwest side, southbound 465 slows from 71st Street down to 65. And then we have a crash 10th at Vinewood on the west side, a crash with injury, Kentucky at High School Road. Traffic sponsored by Fresh Time Market. This week at Fresh Time Market, save on Haas avocados or red mangoes, just 77 cents each now through November 29th. Get real. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
45 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask how to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Food is late again.
You should have ordered through EasyCater. Professionally delivered right on time.
EasyCater, huh? Have a pen?
No, I don't have a pen. Does anyone have a pen?
Nah, I'll remember.
Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. It's our thing.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been solving garage door problems for 33 years. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today.
With inflation on the rise, you may be charging more to your credit card. But be careful. That increased debt can cause your credit score to suffer.
Don't get stuck with a low credit score and a mountain of high-interest credit card debt. Call Golden Oak Lending now.
Refinance with our low rates to wipe out your high-interest credit card debt and put extra cash in your pocket. Call 317-706-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask how to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
Protecting Hoosiers' health and budget is important. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield can help you do both. 9 out of 10 people in their individual and family health plans qualify for financial help, and some even qualify for $0 premiums. They'll help you find affordable care with no-cost preventive care, $0 commonly prescribed drugs, and free virtual care visits. To learn more, visit Anthem.com. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc., independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Right now, buy 4 Ultimate washes and get 2 free, available online or at any Crew Car Wash location. Plus, get a free bonus wash now through November 30th.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Fashion Store.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything? On 93 WIBC.
Hammer, how do we play? Is this anything?
I will run a story or two by you. You will break down all of the information. You're going to weigh out the pros and the cons and give us a verdict on whether or not this story is anything or not.
Easy enough.
Is this anything? 3 Ohio teenagers have been arrested after police say they tried to steal food from a local B-Dubs. On top of that, while escaping, they ended up knocking an employee on the hood of their car, and another employee was hanging onto their car door as they attempted to drive off at a high rate of speed. This is the B-Dubs manager calling 911 along with the employee on the roof of the car. Take a listen.
I have a person trying to dine and dash on me, and they're currently hitting one of my employees.
It's horrible to think that they thought to go and take it that far over a $115 bill.
My employee is currently on their car. They're driving recklessly.
I was terrified for my life, and I had no idea what was going to happen.
First of all, this is something I'm glad everybody's okay. I'm glad the teenagers were arrested. I don't think I ever want to be in a position where I'm trying to jump on somebody's car for $100 worth of food, though. Now, I don't know. What popped in my head when I was listening to this, Hammer, is like, retail stores. They tell employees, look, if you catch somebody stealing, you just got to let them go. You can't chase them out. You might say something to them in the aisle, in the store, but you can't get physical with them. These employees, these beat-ups guys, ran out and hopped on the hood of their car to try to stop dine and dashers. I don't know if I'm putting my life on the line for food. Now, the other thing that popped into my head was, what is this restaurant's policy on dining and dashing in terms of the responsibility of the waiter or server?
Does that come out of their tips?
That would be a bunch of BS if that's the case.
Right.
That policy sucks if that's the case. So if they were doing that because, oh God, $100 bill that's going to come out of my paycheck, that means the difference whether I can fill up my car to even get to work. that policy. If that, I don't know that it is, and I don't know. I'm just speculating, but if that's the reason, I couldn't imagine anybody chasing after somebody, hopping on the hood of their car to try to stop them over $100 bill of food.
When was the last time you were on the hood of a car? Because I've got a couple times that I've been on hoods of cars.
I know. It was our car wash video that we did.
That's one. We were recreating a little bit of a Whitesnake video, and we were on our promotion gal Maddie's car.
Yeah.
I licked her window, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, I finally showed my kids that the other day.
And
they were disgusted by it.
Good. Mission accomplished.
Daddy, that's gross.
Did you ever try to get on top of like somebody's van like Styles and Teen Wolf and go surfing?
No way. No, we just had a story about that. The guy on top of the semi-truck trailer that was doing that, and he got bashed into an overhead bridge.
Right.
Smack,
like the giraffe in the final Hangover movie.
Yes, no, I've never done that. No.
Happier restaurant news here.
Okay, give me something good.
A baby born inside of an Atlanta McDonald's with the help from the employees during the labor process has been given the nickname of Nugget.
Oh, no.
Here's the mother and the manager of the McDonald's in Atlanta talking about this amazing birth.
I went into the bathroom, I used it, my water broke immediately. The lady came in, she was like, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm in labor."
I thought they was joking. I opened and she was on this toilet laid back, screaming. Then I knew to tell my crew, we're having a baby today.
I had one worker on this hand, one worker on this hand. I think I bit her. I didn't mean to.
It was me. But I'm okay. She didn't break my skin.
She had a nickname before she even left McDonald's.
That's her nickname, McDonald Little Nugget.
Yeah, this is something. It's something Forever had to clean that mess up afterwards.
Oh.
You draw straws if you're a McDonald's employee. All right, I need somebody to get in the bathroom, clean up the afterbirth and the placenta and the umbilical cord.
Again? Not again.
Hey, at least this woman, that's an awesome story. I'm glad the baby's okay. Some people, you heard about people that go into these restaurants, these fast food restaurants that don't know they're pregnant, and all of a sudden the baby there you go. You've heard those stories before, right?
Oh, sure.
Few and far between, but that's happened before. Didn't know I was pregnant. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there doing my business on a McDonald's toilet, and there's a baby right there.
Like, that sounds like the origin story for a Joe Dirt movie, doesn't it? Like if they did a prequel for Joe Dirt. My mom didn't know I was pregnant and gave birth to me in a McDonald's bathroom. And by the way, the further south you go, it goes from McDonald's to McDonald's with a hard M-A-C. Last one, is this anything? James Cameron, famous director, producer, says that Leonardo DiCaprio almost lost his chance at the starring role in Titanic, basically because he was such a pain in the ass during the audition. Here is Cameron in a new interview explaining how they invited Leo to some meeting, asking him to read lines with Kate Winslet.
We'll run some lines and I'll video it. And he said, "You mean I'm reading?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, I don't read." I shook his hand. I said, "Well, thanks for coming by." He said, wait, you mean if I don't read, I don't get the part, just like that? And I said, "Oh, yeah. This is like a giant movie. It's going to take 2 years of my life, so you're going to read or you're not going to get the part." Okay. Every ounce of his entire being is just so negative.
Wow.
Right up until I said action. And then he turned into Jack. Kate just lit up and they went into this whole thing and he played the scene. I'm like, all right, he's the guy.
Yeah, that's something. It's James Cameron throwing Leo under the bus, basically, calling him a diva. No, I don't read. And even, when was Titanic made? It's got to be at least 22 years ago.
90s.
Oh, it's in the late 90s? Yeah, late 90s. That shows you how big of a star Leo was even back then. James Cameron, I'm not reading for you. You may have done Terminator and a bunch of these other movies.
I was on Growing Pains, Jack.
Yeah.
Remember toward the end of the series when no one watched? That was me.
So I just watched the Leo DiCaprio movie over the Thanksgiving holiday. I rented, it was bought. It was on special for like $7. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino movie with him and Brad Pitt. Have you seen that yet?
I have
You've
not. I'm
got
not a
to watch
Tarantino
that.
guy, man.
Oh God, it's so good. The scene, and people that know what I'm talking about that love that movie. The scene after Leo DiCaprio plays a washed-up movie star that messes, and there's one scene where he's on the set of this cheesy western and he messes up his lines, and it cuts to him and his trailer, just trashing the trailer and throwing a fit. You're an alcoholic, you suck. I hate you. And then the next scene is him just chugging whiskey and things like that. It's such a great movie, and if anybody haven't seen that DiCaprio movie with Brad Pitt, it's really good.
My favorite part of that story that Cameron told was how Kate Winslet came alive once he started reading it. Well, he's also a good-looking kid, right?
Sure.
If he looked like Steve Buscemi, would Kate Winslet have come alive at that point? If he had a face that looked like a foot, would Kate have come alive all of a sudden?
No.
Nobody's drawing anybody naked if he looks like Steve Buscemi. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Today, people are looking for food products that are both nutritious and sustainable. And that's why, more than ever, Indiana's pig farmers are working to make pork a leading sustainable protein by caring for their animals and the environment with the highest ethical standards. The truth is, sustainability adds value for those who buy pork and builds a better future for those who grow it. Learn more at porkcares.org. Brought to you by Indiana's pig farmers.
You know what they're doing in Washington right now? They're talking about making cuts to your Social Security benefits. So the money you were counting on for retirement could end up being a lot less than you thought it would be. Hey, don't get shortchanged on Social Security. Don't do it. Learn how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free customized Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. Bill knows Social Security like the back of his hand, and this customized analysis doesn't cost a dime. If you've saved at least $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis by calling 317-805-4716. 317-805-4716. That's 317-805-4716.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 38,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Yellowstone, television's #1 show, is back on Paramount Network.
I, John Dutton, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the state of Montana against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Featuring an all-star cast led by Academy Award winner Kevin Costner.
The invasion is over.
They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
As the Dutton family fights to protect their legacy, they'll learn power has a price.
Signing this is a declaration of war.
We're already at war.
Yellowstone. New episodes Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Paramount Network. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You'll want to hear this about gas prices. 45 degrees and cloudy in downtown Indy. Nothing on radar, but chances for rain tomorrow. A low of 41 later. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 431. You could be getting gas for $2.99 a gallon by Christmas in Indiana, says Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan.
Well, so long as nothing changes, we're on that trajectory. The national average about 14 cents below where Indianapolis is. The national average at $3.51 compared to Indianapolis at $3.66.
As long as nothing unpredictable happens, DeHaan predicts that prices will keep going down. The man who killed 10 people in a mass shooting at a Buffalo supermarket will be behind bars for good.
In Erie County, New York,
the defendant pled guilty.
Prosecutor John Flynn on 19-year-old Peyton Gendron entering pleas in the mass shooting at Tops Supermarket in a predominantly black neighborhood in Buffalo in May. Guilty to 10 counts of first-degree murder, 3 attempted murder charges, a weapons violation, and state domestic terror motivated by hate.
That is per se automatic. Life without parole.
Gendron's sentencing set for February, though he also faces multiple federal hate crime charges.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden unveiled today the White House's holiday theme.
The soul of our nation is and has always been we the people.
Speaking from the White House, the First Lady said the values of possibility, optimism, and unity inspired the year's decorations. Greg Berhalter, the head coach at the U.S. men's soccer team, is apologizing for a controversial social media post. The U.S. Soccer Federation posted a picture of the Iranian flag over the weekend without the emblem of the Islamic Republic to show support for the women of Iran, said the account. Officials with the country wanted the U.S. kicked out of the World Cup and filed a complaint to FIFA. The post has since been deleted, and Berhalter said no one on the team's roster knew about it. The U.S. and Iran play tomorrow. The winner goes to the knockout stages of the World Cup. And the Dow, as we look at your stock report, was down 497 points to 33,849. The NASDAQ dropping 176 to 11,049. And the S&P 500 fell 62 to 3,963. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:33.
At Shane Company, we know that love and meaning can be captured in a beautiful piece of fine jewelry. That's why we offer so many options to make your holiday gift even more personal. Jewelry with a birthstone makes a wonderful gift because it holds so much significance. Shane Company has unique styles with birthstones for every month of the year. Diamonds, cultured pearls, rubies, opals, and more. Why not create a necklace with her birthstone and then add a charm for good luck? A necklace with the first letter of her name lets her know how important she is to you. And our gold letter charms sparkle with diamond accents. Or select an engravable style. Give your loved one a bracelet inscribed with the place you met so they'll never forget that moment. Or capture your strong connection with a promise ring inscribed with both of your initials. Our jewelry consultants will make it easy. At Shane Company, we give you so many ways to create gifts infused with meaning. Treasures they'll have forever.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
With traffic at 3:34, here's Matt Baer.
East side, Harrison. Southbound 465, stop and go at the Pinpoint down to 74. Good news, semi has cleared the center lane. We had a stall, it's gone. Southbound 65, slow to downtown from west, and on the northwest side, southbound 465, stop and go traffic, 71st Street down to I-65. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. The annual B-Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off plus 10% manufacturer's rebates in 22 months. No payments, no interest. BWindow.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A chilly start to your day on your Tuesday, seeing some sunshine by afternoon. After sunset, we'll track the chance of showers and thunderstorms. There's also an isolated threat for severe weather, mainly south of Interstate 70. I'm Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown on 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show on 93 WIBC.
Oh, man, my name is Nigel. Hammer is over there getting ready for some Colts Monday Night Football. Colts fans do it right. They know how to tailgate in this city. They do it very well. Unfortunately, the Colts don't have a spectacular history against the Steelers.
No.
I'm taken back to the mid-2000s, 2005. What is it? The bus fumbling.
Oh, that playoff game in 2005.
Yeah.
That was the best
awful?
Colts team we ever had.
Wasn't that incredible? And then Nick Harper recovers. He's looking like he's going to go back for a touchdown, but gets tackled by fat goon Ben Roethlisberger,
who's on the ground. And again, Nick Harper, coming off an alleged stab wound from his old lady, couldn't get around that slug that's on the ground. But still, Colts had a chance to get down there and kick a field goal.
They were close.
And Mike Vanderjagt took that leg back, put the boot to the ball, and it ended up in the restroom. That loss stings more than any other loss in the history of being a Colts fan.
I don't know why
for me.
I still get up for Monday Night Football, though. I'm excited for Colts football tonight.
And if you need some tailgate food, we got you covered here. Our pal Josh is here from Dickey's Barbecue. Josh, my man, speaking to that microphone, how you doing?
Yeah, Hammer and Nigel, thanks for having me. And then tailgating is what we specialize with Dickey's Barbecue. And today we brought some ribs, we brought some wings, we brought some pulled pork.
Incredible.
This studio normally smells like a mixture of sweat and bat fat, but today it's so good because you've got the ribs and the barbecue and the wings.
Didn't I see you on TV with Hammer on his betting show on Wish TV a couple of weeks ago? Was that you, or was that?
I was on there. Yeah, I got to feed them ribs up there and go over party packs. Perfect for the games too.
Dude, this is perfect tailgating stuff, right?
Now, where is Dickey's Barbecue here in Indy?
So location here in Indy is in Pendleton Pike. Come by there, check it out. They're the ones who prepared all this food. And I was just talking to, Hammer and Nigel. It's actually, we've been here for about 45, 50 minutes getting everything, and it's still warm.
Yeah.
Oh, this smells so
And
great.
then the ribs, you bring up last time somebody ate a rib off the ground. I don't want to, talk about it.
Oh, Scott Long.
What?
Scott Long grabbed a rib, dropped it, and ate it.
5-second rule.
He applied the 5-second rule, and, he won.
So how long have you been with Dickies?
I've been with Dickies since 2018. Great company, longest barbecue, or biggest barbecue chain in the nation. We've been around 81 years, based out of Dallas. It's competition style.
I was going to say, that accent, that tells me that you're probably not from New York.
Yeah, definitely not from New York.
See, when I have somebody bringing in barbecue, I want somebody with a southern accent. That's how you know the barbecue is going to be good.
And we take pride in it. We really do. And
I can tell you love your job, first of all, man. Just being in the room here with you for the past couple of minutes, Josh. I can just tell you.
Hanging out with you guys, talking numbers, learning, that the Colts are going to pull this out by, 3 points today.
Not that we're gambling on it or anything at all. Not that we're doing that. Wink, wink.
But we're taking the Colts and we're taking the win. And, we're going to, improve that record, here. And we're definitely going to let everybody try some barbecue. And just a great opportunity. Thanks for letting us have. So I got sides here.
Oh, I see the sides.
Oh, man. I see some, what is that, mac and cheese right there?
Yeah, we've got our macaroni and cheese, our cabbage salad, and our potato salad. And we've got our traditional big yellow cups. And we want you, when you come to Pendleton Pike, to grab one of those big yellow cups and take that thing everywhere. It's awesome. And it's 32 ounces. And
that's
we
the
want
perfect
it in your
party cup. Like,
you're
if
exactly
you're going
right.
to a place where there may or may not be a keg tap, this is the cup you want to take right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I try one of these wings over here? I'm just going to start. I'm just going to dig in.
Go ahead, dive in.
Here's your rib. And then we have.
Falling off
he wants
the bone.
one rib.
We
one
have,
rib.
We have our traditional wing, and then we have our wings and our barbecue sauce.
And fantastic. Hammer, I know you don't have yours yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and dig in.
Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
And the secret to the wings, and my boss is going to be mad. We smoke them and then we fry them.
Smoke them and then fry them.
And then they come out crispy. That bone is white. They're falling off that, that chicken leg or that flat's coming out there crispy.
And like my man came in studio and it wasn't like he had pre-packaged ribs. He came in here with like a machete and he's literally in here hacking up these ribs like even Crocodile Dundee would say, yeah, that's a knife.
Yeah, and
that's a knife.
That's what we want everybody to know, Hammer, is we want everybody to know that we got the freshest barbecue around.
Now, if somebody wants to get a big spread for the game tonight, right? Let's be honest. Nobody wants to cook, but they want something to eat to watch the game. Can they go to Dickies at Pendleton Pike like now or even a little bit before the game and get that takeout order taken care of?
Yes. And Hammer, we got it. We're ready for it. We've got, all third-party lines open. We've got Dickies.com. We've got the store. You call there, place it. Any way you want the barbecue, we got it, and we can bring the queue to you.
This wing is so good. Unbelievable.
Talk about your employees. Like, what are the requirements to run a Dickies? Because you have to know. I mean, I know 1,000 guys. I don't know 1,000 guys. But I know a bunch of dudes that can barbecue the hell out of something in the backyard. But it's different when you're running it. You got to have something consistent, right?
Yeah,
you got to have these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, and we take pride in our training program. But the first thing we do is invest in our people and in our franchisees out there. And this is people who have their life savings in the restaurant and they love the barbecue just like me, and they take pride in their job and want to take care of people as they're eating at graduation parties, tailgate parties, Christmas events, turkeys, hams, anything, because it's great to connect with somebody through food.
Right.
And, and when you have a good product and you have the ability to to showcase it to all your friends and family, you take pride.
Nigel's showcasing it right now. It's all over his face.
Yeah, and you want to be in it. And the people, it's contagious. Just like the guys I have here with me today.
Who you got with you today?
I've got Sean and I've got Aiden, two guys from the district team there that just like me, take pride in it, have fun with it. Ready to, just always serve people. And the hospitality industry is what we thrive in with Dickies, because hospitality is what we want. We want people to, if they're catering or going to an event, to think of us.
Got tough there for a little while, didn't it? And Dickies, I mean, I think it's a true testament to any restaurant, big or small, that kind of survived the draconian crap that went down during COVID, man.
It was tough on definitely all of us. But we were striving and we made it, and we're growing. We're not going to let anything, stop us, because we've all got, families and friends that got to eat, and, we've got bills that we got to pay.
So if somebody's not familiar with the menu at Dickey's, obviously we're talking about the wings and the ribs in here.
More of those ribs over there.
What else do you guys have to offer?
So go to Dickeys.com, full menu available, and you can see, everything, full menu. But we take pride in our 7 meats and our 13 sides. We've got an all-white
13
meat.
sides, 7 meats. Like, if I ever have a book written about me, I want it to be named that. 7 meats, 13 sides, the Jason Hammer story.
and it's all fresh. And it's all done by, people who, have taken this journey into the barbecue land and now just want to, take care of their guests and their family.
And these ribs, again, falling off the bone.
That's
here.
St. Louis style fall off the bone.
Okay, what's the difference between
style?
St. Louis style and, say, another style of rib?
Yeah, so basically where they're taking off the pig, because the back rib, is basically tied onto the loin, and the St. Louis style is more off the spare rib.
Okay.
And then we have rotisserie style pits, and we throw those ribs in after we dry rub them, and we make them work with that pork shoulder, and then we're making them work with that brisket, and then we throw in the turkeys and the sausage. So it's all working in there together, and we don't even use
unbelievable.
We have timers, but it's all done by a test with with a fork or with our tongs, and when they fall apart, that's when we know they're ready, and then that's when we know we got to sell ribs.
All right, so Josh from Dickey's Barbecue, Pendleton Pike.
One more question.
Yes,
are there
sir.
taste testers? I mean, you guys, the guys that are in the kitchen, they have to. That's a requirement. That's part of the job. They get to sit back there and taste every little thing that comes out every day, right?
Oh, yeah, because we want them to be able to sell the product. If they don't know about the product and the vision of the company, they can't, execute for us.
No, they're not eating it after you order it. Right? You're not taking a bite out of Nigel's rib. He's not going to open it up. Oh, wow.
Yeah, but definitely first times on the job, they're trying food. We want them to try everything and ask questions, so that way, they can deliver tailgate parties and caterings to everyone in the neighborhood.
So you've got all the flavors, the barbecue sauces, the sides. We got the ribs. We got the brownies in here. We got the wings. This is your tailgate food for the game tonight or any special event. One more time, how do people get a hold of you?
Easiest way, Pendleton Pike, Dickeys.com, and we've got everything you need from there. Let us take you to the land of fruit and honey and barbecue.
I love it. Josh, my man, thank you.
Hammer, thanks for having Nigel. Thanks for having us. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's go Colts.
Go Colts.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The latest local news. Commentary from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey,
5.6%.
Hammer and Nigel.
Biden.
Podcasts. Listen to the station live whenever, wherever. Online at WIBC.com.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Hey, Dak Prescott here. Why do I choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because better sleep elevates my game. My Sleep Number 360 smart bed helps me fall asleep faster, keeps me cool, and effortlessly adjusts for my best sleep. That's more focus, more edge, and more highlights. And that means more wins for all of us.
It's our Black Friday sale. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, plus free delivery on all smart beds when you add a base. And Cyber Monday. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Well, it's a great honor. It's obviously not the reason I volunteer, but it's nice.
Meet Chuck Bouillou, retired registered nurse, volunteer at Meals on Wheels, and another Jiffy Lube Do More winner.
And I'm Jiffy Lube owner Jennifer Sanner. At Jiffy Lube, we are rewarding Hoosier volunteers who use their vehicle to do more to make Indiana a better place to live.
Satisfying that I know that At least that day, they will get a meal, maybe even 2 meals.
Each month, Jiffy Lube of Indiana provides a volunteer free vehicle maintenance for a year, whether it's someone who delivers smiles and supplies or drives somewhere to serve on site. Jiffy Lube supports local givers who count on their car to do more for Indy, and we love to hear their stories.
You get an oil change every couple months. It's nice.
If you know a volunteer who impacts your community, nominate them today to receive a year's worth of free vehicle maintenance. Just click the Do More tab at jiffylubeindiana.com.
My husband and I live next door to a haunted graveyard. It's a little creepy, but we manage. Just like we manage without home internet. Do I wish my mobile hotspot was faster? Yes, but I make it work. Kinda. Just like we make it work sleeping next to a 17th century burial ground.
Honey, can you move your hand?
That's not my hand.
It's mine.
Not having home internet? It's not that bad.
It is that bad. Don't settle. Switch to Xfinity and get one line of unlimited mobile and home internet together for $50 a month for 12 months. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New Connect Internet customers only on 1-year contract. Internet included for 12 months. New Xfinity mobile account required. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. After 12 months, regular rates apply. Xfinity post-pay internet required for Xfinity mobile. Additional devices extra. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of data usage. Offer ends 12/21/22.
Pierce Jewelers has the perfect sparkle to put under the tree this Christmas. So don't be a Grinch. Spoil your loved one with a little blue box from Pierce Jewelers in Carmel.
It's B-Window's Black Friday sale.
52% discount plus manufacturer's rebates and no interest, no payments for 18 months.
Trust me.
Matt Bear, I'm a little disappointed you're not in the studio taking advantage of the food we have in here.
Give me 47 seconds. I'll be right there. I guarantee it. Southbound 465, stop and go 71st Street down to I-65. East side southbound 465 jams after Penn Pike down to Arlington Avenue. South side eastbound 465 slow from 31 over to Emerson and a crash MLK at 11. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. The annual B-Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off plus 10% manufacturer's rebates and 22 months, no payments, no interest. BWindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we've got cloudy skies and 45 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show on 93 WIBC.
You know, Hammer, one of the advantages you have is your wife, Crazy Coupon Lady, has a weekly segment on this show. You guys probably saved a lot on Thanksgiving.
She's great at what she does, man.
What did you go somewhere? Did you go to somebody else's house? Did you cook?
So we went to her mom's house,
Gotcha.
but Crystal is part of the cooking that takes place there.
All right. So did she notice? I mean, I know she gets deals, and I know there's obviously with coupons and stuff, if you work at it hard enough, you could save money. But did she notice a definite increase in prices at the store?
Oh, without question.
At the grocery store.
And it's not even about Thanksgiving, like just trips to the grocery store. You look at the items you have in your cart and say, I can't believe that's going to be $150 or $200, things like that. As to where a year ago, it wasn't even close to that type of number. According to some analytics by Moody's, which is a data information outlet, Moody's Analytics, they've got an analysis that says the American household is spending $433 more per month year over year to buy the exact same goods and services.
A month?
Yes. And that's everything from groceries to like pet food, utilities, health insurance, things that are part of your household budget year to year, $433 more expensive.
Stupid cat food. We have two cats. We give them dry cat food and the wet stuff.
Right.
And it's through the roof. Cat litter through the roof. And they go through that stuff like it's going out of style. So pet food, like what, 15%?
Yeah, pet food is up 15%. Coffee, bread, milk, electricity, all over 14%. Baby food, cleaning supplies up over 11%, assuming you can even find baby formula. Eggs up 43%.
That's
year
nuts.
over year.
That's nuts. I think part of this is Biden's energy policy. I mean, supply chain issues, and the more expensive it is to haul something, the more expensive it's going to be to buy that product. I don't care. You can tell me gas prices are going down, blah, 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 until you start pumping our own oil. I know Biden told Chevron they could pump some of that gross oil from Venezuela. They could start churning that dirt, that trash out. But until you start opening up the pipelines, the oil leases, the drilling, things are going to continue to spiral like this.
For this next story, Kylan, can I get a little mood music, please?
Really?
Well, we're moving on now to the
Rolling Stone magazine has put together a list of the best TV theme songs of all time. And coming in at number 1, this song right here.
This is a jam.
The Jeffersons theme song, Moving On Up. A total banger, by the way. Like, if I have a good day
this part right
gambling...
here,
If I have a great day gambling, Nige, I find myself walking around the house like George Jefferson does with that pimp walk. Not quite the billionaire strut.
All right, so the Jeffersons is number 1. You turn it down just a little, Kyle. And then for number 2, it's a tie between the Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island.
Correct.
Sanford and Son in at number 3.
Now, here's my thing with the Sanford and Son theme. I like to write my own lyrics. Here, let me show you. Here comes Sanford. Here comes Sanford and his son. Here comes Sanford.
This is awful.
Here comes Sanford and his son, and they have got some junk to sell. See, it's an instrumental, but I wrote my own lyrics for it.
I'm cringing so hard over here. Twilight Zone, I'll agree with that. Twilight Zone is in at number 6. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, top 7. Friends at number 8, then followed by the OC.
The OC sucks. Where's Magnum P.I.'s theme song at?
Yeah, exactly. I know. Where's Seinfeld at? I don't see Seinfeld here in the top 20.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood comes in at number 5. You're going to look me in the eye and tell me Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, that stupid little piano that you hear with Mr. Rogers, is more recognizable than Magnum P.I.'s theme or Mission Impossible or Hawaii Five-0?
I don't see Night Court in here either in the top 20. This is an outrage, ladies and gentlemen.
Where are you at with the reboot of Night Court? Because it's one coming out in February, I believe.
Is Dan Fielding still a part of it?
He is, actually.
Count me in.
He is, actually. It's supposed to be the daughter of Judge Harry Stone, who is running the Night Court now. All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about this rail strike. If you thought goods and services were expensive now, let this thing play out. That's next.
When the weather turns severe, turn to the WIBC Storm Desk, presented by Technology Recyclers. Securely destroy electronic data. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
If today were the last day of your life, would you want to do what you're about to do today? As time marches on, the inescapable movement of the clock can change our perspective on life and our daily purpose. We all get there someday. In recent years, families I work with often ask, "What happens to me, Brian, if something happens to you or you decide to retire?" Every day I ask myself, does this still feel like a purpose that I look forward to, or is this starting to feel like a job? This is Brian Singer with Singer Financial. I feel blessed to still love what I do, but someday my purpose might shift to playing pickleball 24/7. CNBC reports that 73% of financial advisors lack a formal succession plan. That means that nearly 3 out of 4 advisors may be contemplating their own retirement with no transitional support for the clients who may have trusted them for years or decades. Fiduciary advisors put clients' best interests first. At Singer Financial, that means knowing how the individuals, couples, and families we work with will be taken care of for many more years beyond my retirement, unexpected disability, or death. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. I'm excited to share that Singer Financial is now a part of Howard Bailey Financial, an Indiana-based retirement planning firm. We believe our integration with the Howard Bailey team is a giant step forward in our mission to be the last financial team you would ever need or want. Howard Bailey is a growing firm with a youthful, energetic founder and a cutting-edge planning process designed to help you transition into a work-optional lifestyle someday. Call us at 317-852-9153 to schedule a discovery visit and talk about your someday. If you're ready to plan for your best retirement, we should get together.
Investment advisory services offered through registered investment advisors Howard Bailey Securities, LLC, and AE Wealth Management, LLC. Working with Singer Financial cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
Christmas can sometimes be difficult to manage and brings back memories. Some are great and some are painful. This is a story of a mom who lost her son to suicide. If he could reach out to her today, this is a sample of what he would want her to know. Dear Mama, 8 months ago, I got my wings. I came to you in your office to say a final goodbye. I know you didn't want me to leave, but it was my time to go. I am so sorry for the harsh words spoken the last time we were together. I wasn't myself. I hope you will forgive me. I love you, Mama.
We don't often talk about grief during the Christmas season, and yet Christmas can bring up memories that evoke pain and heartache because of the loss of a loved one. Hi, this is Pastor Micah Beckwith, and our Blue Christmas experience at Life Church is designed to give you a space to remember, to ponder, and to feel. Come to one of our Blue Christmas experiences and find a new freedom and joy during the holidays. Go to lcbluechristmas.com for times and locations.
Guys, if you've noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive, it could be low T. Schedule that complete health assessment at the Low T Center. They offer the convenience of monitored, self-inject, at-home testosterone treatments for $155 a month cash pay, or covered by most health insurance. If you don't live near a Low T Center or you need the convenience of at-home treatment, Low T Center makes it easy. To get started, only your first 2 visits are in person. LowTCenter.com. Book now. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Looking for the perfect gift this holiday? Crew Car Wash books are on everyone's list. And right now, buy 4 Ultimate Washes and get 2 free. Available online or at any Crew Car Wash location. Plus, get a free bonus wash now through November 30th.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what to expect and your forecast this week with some rain in the way. Chris Davis reports on a sex offender who was caught more than once in Indiana. And the Indianapolis Colts prepare to end a losing streak that's lasted more than a decade. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Shepherd Community Center studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
The ripple effects could be far and wide. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Members of the president's cabinet are trying to prevent a shutdown and strike by railroad workers.
The president has been very clear a shutdown will be unacceptable.
But just days before a cooling off period for rail worker unions ends, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre is not indicating a tentative labor deal with rail companies is imminent.
We think, and what should be happening in good faith, is that they should come up with a solution.
A tentative agreement was reached earlier this year, but so far only 8 of 12 unions have ratified that deal. Congress could pass legislation imposing that tentative deal, something the president has not yet publicly called for. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The White House says the president has spoken with members of Congress on the issue. Today could be the biggest online shopping day of all time. Adobe Analytics estimating up to $11.6 billion in Cyber Monday sales.
After a strong Black Friday, consumers pushed weekend sales to new highs at $9.55 billion. Sunday sales alone were up 6% year over year. And the biggest sellers were toys, with Hot Wheels, Coco Melon, and Bluey flying off the shelves. But jewelry, sporting goods, and apparel were also popular.
Fox physicist Jerry Willis. Many shoppers still battling inflation are turning to credit cards, with balances hitting a record $866 billion in the third quarter. And they're facing interest rates of more than 19%. On that debt. The 19-year-old gunman who targeted black shoppers and workers, killing 10 people at a Buffalo supermarket in May, admits it in court, pleading guilty to all state counts against him in New York, including murder, domestic terrorism, and hate crimes. That means life in prison, but he could still face the death penalty in a federal hate crimes case. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A rainy Tuesday. Radar clear for now, 44 degrees and cloudy on Monument Circle. Temperature supposed to drop a few degrees tonight, but not much. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. You'll probably see some storms Tuesday.
It'll be mostly Tuesday night after sunset, so we're looking at maybe 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. As the most likely time that the storms will roll through.
Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says other than that, he expects the rest of the week to be dry with temperatures warming up into the 50s. Sex offenders often offend again. Chris Davis reports on the sentence for a 3-time offender from Crawfordsville.
What Christopher Bakey did not learn from the first 2 prison terms is not to do it again. He was convicted of molesting a 10-year-old girl 12 years ago and served 6 years for that. In 2017, he was convicted of having child pornography and served 16 months. Now he'll serve a decade in federal prison for, again, possessing child pornography. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A former substitute teacher with the Zionsville School Corporation has been found guilty of child seduction. Investigators say 28-year-old Sean Martin committed the crimes while he was working at the home of an underage high school student. He was found guilty November 24th and will be sentenced December 19th. You've probably noticed gas prices are cheaper now than they were a week ago.
And they're supposed to keep going down. I'm John Herrick.
Prices will likely drop below $3.50 on average by next week.
And Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan, says some stations in Indiana are even selling it below $3 a gallon already. He says a big reason for this current drop is that this is the time of year where demand for gasoline typically goes down. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Colts head coach Jeff Saturday has been preparing his roster for the Steelers all week.
They're smart, they're physical, and they're not afraid to let the next guy make the play. You know, I've made mention of that all week, right? They're a very unselfish group.
Pittsburgh is 3-7, but Saturday thinks they're better than their record looks. Indy is 4-6-1 and hasn't beaten the Steelers since 2008. Kickoff is at 8:15. The call is on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
AAA has bailed me out multiple times, including this one time I was at work, battery died, couldn't go anywhere. AAA was here within 45 minutes. They pulled my old battery out, put a new one in, and I was on my way. And if you're still not done with your holiday shopping, if you're a AAA member like me, I've got you covered, okay? Give the gift of peace of mind this holiday season, a AAA membership. It's the gift that keeps giving well past the holidays. Flat tires, dead batteries, lock your keys in your car, 24/7 roadside assistance from AAA for an entire year. I'm a AAA member. You should be too.
Check another thing off of your list by giving someone you care about a AAA membership. Get yours today at your local AAA office by calling 844-GO, AAA GO, or visiting AAA.com. And don't forget to ask about complimentary travel planning and great insurance rates, auto, home, life, and more, because you don't have to be stuck on the side of the road to get assistance from AAA.
With traffic on the 5s at 5:05, here's Matt Bear.
Northwest side, Harrison, looking at southbound 65 at that stop-and-go traffic from West 86 down to 71st. Southbound 465 on the northwest side, stop-and-go from 79th down to I-65. Downtown's kind of a mess in the northwest quadrant right now. That's because of a crash from earlier, 11th at MLK, and right now northbound West Street backed up all the way from Washington Street to the I-65 interchange. Traffic sponsored by Fresh Time Market. This week at Fresh Time Market, save on Hass avocados or red mangoes, just 77 cents each now through November 29th. Get real. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A chilly start to your day on your Tuesday, seeing some sunshine by afternoon. After sunset, we'll track the chance of showers and thunderstorms. There's also an isolated threat for severe weather, mainly south of Interstate 70. I'm Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown on 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel. Can you believe these characters are weirdos? On 93 WIBC. So let's rock it!
You know what really has me worried about this rail strike, Hammer, is there's been a Buttigieg sighting.
Oh, no.
It's like if you see I haven't seen Buttigieg in months, basically. And when you see him, like the last time we heard anything about Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, is when he was writing an externally worded letter to the airlines about delays and cancellations. And now he's out there in front of this whole rail strike thing, and that doesn't give me a good sense of security when it comes to this shutdown, which could happen. Most of the unions are on board. There's about 4 or 5 holdouts, and they are in solidarity together, from what I understand.
Now, just so we're all on the same page here, Pete Buttigieg, this is the same guy that said roads were racist, right? That guy.
Bridges, yeah, sure.
Bridges, roads, all racist. All right, so this is going to be a big deal. Now, earlier today, White House press secretary came out and said that she feels like a deal could be imminent. But why should we believe a word this woman says? Because on November 22nd, it was Karine Jean-Pierre that insisted, went out of her way to make sure everybody knew that Joe Biden, President of the United States, has been directly involved in rail strike negotiations.
The president is indeed involved directly. Yes, the president has been clearly, he's been he's been briefed, but he has actually been directly involved. No, I just said he's been direct. I said this is the third time I'm saying he's been directly involved, and he has been directly involved. Again, the president has been directly involved. I just said the president has been directly involved. So I could say this: he's been directly involved since before there was even a tentative agreement. The president is directly involved, as I have said.
I feel so much better that President Biden's been directly involved with the rail strike negotiations with the railroads. Oh, I'm breathing a sigh of relief here, Hammer.
That was November 22nd. Literally 2 days later, here's Joe Biden.
The team has been in touch with all parties, in rooms with the parties. I have not directly engaged yet.
Quote, I have not directly engaged. So somebody's lying to us.
And no wonder nobody takes these people seriously on any level.
Somebody is lying to us, and it very well could be both, but my money is on Karine Jean-Pierre because I got a feeling Joe Biden doesn't even know what a rail strike is or how imminent it could or could possibly be. There's no way he knows what's going on right now. So when Karine Jean-Pierre says, oh yeah, he's directly involved, and he waddles up there 2 days later, I'm not directly involved. It's laughable at this
point. You
point.
think prices are bad now? It's going to cost the United States, what, $2 billion a day if these 4 lone union holdouts don't get in line here? And they know they have time on their side. They have the picketers ready. It's going to be a mess if they don't get this together.
And we're not talking about people who jump on the train and then travel from Indy to Chicago. We're talking about the big trains that usually stop on the tracks when I'm trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But they're also carrying food. They're carrying fuel. This is going to be really, really bad. Again, prices are already high. The supply chain already sucks. And if there's a rail strike, put your big boy pants on because this is going to get real bad real soon. It's been, shall we say, an interesting couple of months for Kanye West, Nige.
Yeah.
Ye, as he's known as now. He continued his bizarre anti-Semitic streak over the weekend when one of his guests for like a dinner was Nick Fuentes. Now, Nick Fuentes is a well-known Holocaust denier. And some would say a well-known white supremacist.
Yeah, I mean, he had this show on YouTube for a number of years. It's yanked, obviously, but this is a guy that once said Donald Trump's, Donald Trump disavowed white supremacy. He's a guy that said that was wrong and a big mistake. That's a quote. This is a guy that's had a lot of the same sentiments that Kanye West has.
So in regards to that little dinner that they got together for, Fuentes and Kanye West, what if I told you that Donald Trump was also a part of that? Because Donald Trump was also a part of that.
It's a bad look.
He came out afterwards and said that Kanye West was a, quote, seriously troubled man. But you brought up a good question. We were talking about this in the hallway. Why even put yourself in a position to justify why you're meeting with Fuentes? You can talk about Kanye West all you want, right? You can have that debate about Kanye, but Fuentes is some of the biggest scum of the earth.
Yeah, but either one of these guys, I mean, time could have been better spent for Donald Trump being out of the campaign trail for for Herschel Walker. He could have been in an inner city community holding a rally, like saying, look at what the Democrats have been doing for you for decades. I'm going to change all that. Why is he sitting down with Kanye West or this other guy that I don't think a lot of people have really heard of anyway? But it's still a bad look, and Trump needs to do better.
And this is one of the knocks that people had with Donald Trump. While they may have liked his policies, Donald Trump would sometimes shoot himself in the foot by speaking with the Washington Post, speaking and doing interviews with Axios. People that hate him, Donald Trump would put himself in a position to where they could do hit pieces on him. There's no win in meeting with Kanye West and Fuentes. There's absolutely nothing to gain, but yet he did it anyway.
Trump said he didn't know that other guy. It was supposed to be just Kanye, but he had that other guy that you're talking about in tow with a few other dudes. Trump said he didn't know. I think he needs to surround himself with better people, it sounds like. I mean, Trump, right. Look, do I believe Trump is anti-Semitic? No, I don't. I mean, he did more for peace in the Middle East and Israel and the Abraham Accords. And
his daughter converted when she married Jared.
Yeah, so, but he needs to do much better than this.
You have to do a little bit better intel on the people you're going to surround yourself with. A lot of questions about who's going to lead the GOP. Some questions about whether or not Ronna McDaniel is the person that should be the face of the RNC. One person that's not really on board with Ronna is Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota. Kristi Noem kind of dropping hints that there should be a change in leadership.
We need to win. I mean, that's just the fact. Our kids' future depends on it. So, we really all have a responsibility to message what Republican policies bring to this country. And I don't know a party that can continue to lose like we have and keep their jobs. Everybody needs to evaluate what we are doing and is it effective, and are we messaging truly that our policies work? Listen, we ran against Joe Biden in this last election. I had a big win here in South Dakota, but I didn't just talk about how bad Joe Biden was. I talked about all the good things we did here in our state together, too. I talked about how Republican and conservative values worked. We have the strongest economy. Our kids are doing better than anywhere else in the country. We kept it open. We kept people free. Incomes are going up faster than anywhere else, and women are better off, and their businesses are more successful. We're knocking it out of the ballpark, Sean, and we did it, and we talked about it here in this state, and that's why we had an election that was big, and we were not just selling and talking about how bad Joe Biden is.
Yeah, that was one of the key points everybody was making. It was like everybody was pointing to the Democrats. See, the radicals, the radicals, the radicals. And that was not a platform that was successful for the Republicans. You need to do more. You need to say more.
Right. You can look at the disaster they've created, but you've also got to say, look at the good things we want to do.
And, Senate Minority, the turtle, Mitch McConnell, Kevin McCarthy in the House now, and Ronna McDaniel, part of that longtime Republican swamp, I guess you could call it.
And two of those folks we know are coming back in their positions.
Right.
Ronna McDaniel, still a little bit up in the air. By the way, we got a interesting tweet from Nate in regards to Donald Trump. Why put yourself in a position where people can criticize you? Nate on Twitter, @Hammer and Nigel, Trump will meet with anyone. It's one of the things that I like about him. Now, I see that perspective. I do. But it's hard to win elections when you're having dinner with some of these people. That's what it's about. You heard Kristi Noem. It's about winning. It's time to win. It's hard to win when you have dinner with those types of people. All right, Matt Baer, what's the latest?
Northwest side, southbound 65 stopped in Pike Township. This is after the dog leg down to 71st Street, barely moving at all. Southbound 465 slows on the northwest side from 71st to I-65. East side, southbound 465 jammed from 70 down to 74. And a crash, MLK at 11th, has northbound West Street really backed up all the way to Maryland right now. Traffic sponsored by Family Dollar. Find more for your holiday at Family Dollar, like Betty Crocker baking goods, ornaments, and hundreds of toys under $15. Family Dollar, helping you do more. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Matt Baer. I love Betty Crocker. Love it.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're
45 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask how to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
American Standard Heating and Air, built to the highest standard. I know this for a fact. I am an American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning customer. I just had a new air conditioner installed last summer, and the last thing I want to be worried about is my furnace or air conditioner going out. I don't have to worry about that with American Standard Heating and Air. And one of those fantastic local independent American Standard dealers in Central Indy is?
Oh, Nige. How about our good friends at Family Heating and Air, the Morris family and their staff, ready to help you out this winter? You could call Rachel, Marcus, or Malia today for your furnace tune-up. And to make sure that it's running safe and efficiently, Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion. If you've already got a quote from another company, if something doesn't sound right, call Family, because nobody takes care of you like family. 317-577-8077. That's 577-8077. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
The holidays bring families together. For many adult children, spending time with elderly loved ones leads to questions about their health and safety. This may be the perfect time to consider the security of a continuing care retirement community. Westminster Village North is offering personally scheduled tours to introduce you to the independent living and assisted living advantages. Call 371-823-6841 to schedule a personalized tour.
Yellowstone, television's #1 show, is back on Paramount Network.
I, John Dutton, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the state of Montana against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Featuring an all-star cast led by Academy Award winner Kevin Costner.
The invasion is over.
They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
As the Dutton family fights to protect their legacy, they'll learn power has a price.
Signing this is a declaration of war. We're already at war.
Yellowstone. New episodes Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Paramount Network.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Hey, it's the Hammer and Nigel show. I'm Nigel. Hammer over there. Purdue with an exciting win. The Oak and Bucket game over the weekend. Purdue going to the Big Ten Championship this weekend, right? That's in Indy, right?
Correct. And I was thinking about this over the weekend. This is a really exciting time for Purdue. This is the first time they've ever been in the Big Ten championship game. You know, they kind of, I don't want to say backed their way into this thing, but Iowa lost. So Purdue, all they had to do was beat Indiana, which they did, and now they're playing for it. But I wonder if this is going to be bad for business for the hotels, because I don't think Purdue fans are going to come down here and buy hotels the way that Iowa or Wisconsin or somebody would have. Now, Michigan fans are going to come down here in droves. It's going to be a Michigan invasion. I'm pretty confident on that.
Do you think you'll see more blue and yellow than you will gold this weekend?
I think so.
Black
now,
and gold.
If I remember last year, Michigan was a late arriving crowd. They got here like late Friday, but they were here in droves. So I'm wondering if this is good or bad for the business, the hotel group of Indy, because I think on Saturday, the Purdue fans will drive down here and tailgate and party and drink and do all the things. But in terms of hotel bookings, I don't know.
Tons of Michigan fans, though. I mean, Michigan won a huge game over Ohio State.
Man, they beat the brakes off the Buckeyes.
Everybody was watching that game.
I'm glad you bring that up because the ratings are in, and the Michigan-Ohio State game averaged 17 million viewers. Jeez. It had a peak of 19.6 million at one point. This was the most watched regular season game in Fox history and the most watched regular season college football game since 2011 on any network.
And it started at noon.
Yes.
It just wasn't like a prime time game. This was a 12 o'clock kickoff.
Rivalry game, number 2 against number 3, both unbeaten. And hats off to Michigan, man. They beat the hell out of the Buckeyes.
Are you able to watch? Because I know a couple of weeks ago you were like, man, I'm still not into college basketball. But now that Purdue's in the Big Ten championship game and Purdue basketball is doing very well.
They're number 5 in the new rankings, and Indiana's number 10. So how about this? This is the way it should be all the time. I know I'm kind of a homer for the state of Indiana here, but with the amazing high school basketball feeder system that you have here in this state, there's no reason why IU and Purdue shouldn't be around the top 10 every single year.
You eat a lot of cheese over the Thanksgiving holiday?
Oh, man. Cheese and...
cheesy casseroles of many different varieties.
Melted cheese on top of casseroles, you name it.
Listen to this wife. I've got audio. This wife is questioning her husband's, quote, executive decision. And we've all had to do this as guys, by the way, in different instances. But listen to this wife question her husband's executive decision to buy a giant half wheel of Parmesan cheese. He finally got him. His wife finally had to place it on a scale to see how much it actually weighs. He was about 20 pounds off. Listen to this.
Why would you buy that much cheese?
Because I was trying to FaceTime you, and you wouldn't answer the phone.
See?
So I made an executive decision. I saw something labeled at a price, and I bought it.
And how much did you pay for that?
Approximately $10.44.
And how many pounds of cheese?
Probably like 20.
And what are we going to do?
No clue.
Got 20 pounds of Parmesan. Parmesan? 44 pounds of cheese?
44 pounds.
And sometimes you just, as a man in a relationship with a husband and wife, you have to make those sorts of executive decisions sometimes when you can't get a hold of your wife. Answer your phone, lady.
Right. He was trying to do the right thing, but when push comes to shove and you see a value here, I'd like to think that the crazy coupon lady would approve of this.
I mean, $10 for 40 pounds of cheese? Parmesan?
Right.
That's not bad.
So start making that fettuccine. Start making that spaghetti. Do some homemade pizzas. Do whatever you want because you are playing with a lot of Parmesan here, my friend.
Later on this hour, I'm going to tell you about a huge band that's just made a gigantic announcement in terms of a new song, a new single. No, Hanson is not it. I'll go ahead and ruin the party for you right now. It's not Hanson, but we'll get to that big announcement from a huge band later, a new album coming out. Did you hear Chris and Rich Robinson of the Black Crowes? They took care of this fan that got on stage. They beat the crap out of this guy. This was in Australia. Black Crowes, longtime band. It's not the announcement, by the way. But this guy rushed on stage. They stopped playing. Chris jabs the guy with the end of his mic stand.
Ooh.
And you could hear Rich's guitar jam the guy in the chest a couple of times. And Chris Robinson is not like a huge, gigantic, bulky rock star. He's just like a tiny little waif of a dude. And he took care of this guy. Some guy got on stage. Yeah, took it right to him. You could hear the kind of guitar reverberate there at the end. That was Rich Robinson hitting him with it.
Now watch, this lunatic will probably sue the Robinsons for some sort of assault or something like that.
Now, I mean, it doesn't happen in football like when fans get out on the court. Out on the field. Same with the court, too. I've seen fans get on basketball courts and get tackled by athletes.
I think Pacer fans and Piston fans remember a specific incident where fans may have made their way out to the court.
Not the only time that a big, gigantic, famous rock star has kicked a fan out of the venue. This is when Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder tossed out, I think, a woman for hitting the guy in front of her.
Appreciate the fact that you can be strong. Quit hitting them. You're out of here. The violence is not allowed. I'm sorry, ma'am. There's no violence allowed. You could have waved to me. I was looking right at you. This is not cool. We're not hitting people here. Sorry. Of course.
That was pretty cool.
I think he should have done it like in character in song. Lady, don't you be punching that dude right here at my concert. Oh, yeah.
Here is one more for you. Here, great moments in rock stars kicking fans out of the show history. Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters.
Get the out of my show right now.
This is great.
Love this. Out of my show. You don't come to my show and fight. You come to my show and dance, you ass.
Can I just say real quick, I was wrong about the Foo Fighters after Taylor Hawkins, the drummer, died suddenly. I thought, man, there's no way they're going to be playing again together. I thought there was no possible, but now you see Dave Grohl out all over the place. They had those 2 gigantic tribute shows to Taylor Hawkins. They're going to make more music, I have a feeling. We have special guest Kevin Bowen from 107.5 The Fan coming up.
We got a big one tonight. Monday Night Football back in Indy for the first time, I believe, in 7 years. We're going to break it all down. Kevin Bowen from The Fan joins us next here on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Rain on the way, 44 degrees and cloudy in downtown Indy. Radar clear, a low of 41 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:29. You could see wind, rain, and higher temperatures as early as tomorrow.
Some primary weather types with this thing will be strong gusty winds. Winds could gust on an order of 35 to 40 miles per hour.
Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service says most of the state will be dealing with rain Tuesday night. The White House says President Biden will keep fighting to ban assault weapons following recent mass shootings.
There were families this past Thanksgiving holiday who looked around their table and there were missing members of their family because of this gun violence.
During a briefing, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said the president believes it's important to keep the gun issue in the minds of Americans. Russia attacking Ukrainian infrastructure is something National Security Council spokesman John Kirby calls despicable.
It's energy, it's water. It's the kind of resources that people need as they get ready to brace for what will no doubt be a cold winter.
Kirby speaking to the media today, he says Russian President Vladimir Putin is using the cold weather to try and bring the Ukrainian people to their knees. A former Zionsville substitute teacher has been found guilty of child sex crimes. Donnie Burgess has more.
Sean Martin was just 26 while working for Zionsville schools in November of 2020, having sex with a female student off school property. He was arrested and eventually charged with 2 counts of child seduction. The Boone County prosecution team said Martin used his position of authority and trust to prey on his victim. Martin, now 28 years old, will be sentenced December 19th. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
If you plan on getting a real tree for Christmas this year, you'll probably have to pay more, says Tyler Stokes, owner of a Christmas tree farm in California.
Shipping it, the diesel costs, as well as the growers, their expenses going into these trees, they went up dramatically as well.
According to a survey by the Real Christmas Tree Board, prices nationwide have increased between 5 and 15%. With traffic at 5:31, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, looking at the south side, eastbound 465, crash clear, still stop and go 70 past Kentucky. East side, southbound 465, stop and go from 70 down to 74. And on the northeast side, eastbound 465, a little bit slow right now at Keystone and inbound 69, stop 96th Street down to 465. Because of a crash on the ramp to southbound 465. That ramp is open. Traffic sponsored by Comcast Business. Start saving with Comcast Business Mobile on the most reliable 5G network. Most reliable based on RootMetrics US report. Results vary, not an endorsement. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And a forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
A chilly start to your day on your Tuesday, seeing some sunshine by afternoon. After sunset, we'll track the chance of showers and thunderstorms. There's also an isolated threat for severe weather, mainly south of Interstate 70. I'm Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown on 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We'll go to the drivehubler.com hotline and bring on Kevin Bowen from 107.5 The Fan. It's the Colts and the Steelers Monday night, downtown Lucas Oil Stadium. Now, KB, it's because you have to get up early and do your morning show tomorrow morning. Are you sitting in the press box? Or are you staying home? How does it work for you?
Yeah, I'm going to be a little multitasker tonight and keeping an eye on both games. I think I will make an appearance at Lucas Oil, but there might be time in the game where I'm thinking to myself, should I flip over to the Pacers? Because Pacers-Lakers has some juicy storylines with Miles Turner and those trade rumors. Benedict Mathurin, the rookie, very public with some comments about LeBron James in the offseason. Sounds like LeBron will play tonight. So this is the rare Monday where there's like a lot to chat about, not just professional sports, but college-wise as well.
And so you're working. So like Hammer and I, we got barbecue served to us in the studio. I've got beer back at the house and wings waiting. Do you ever just watch I guess you don't. You can't just watch a Colts game as a quote unquote fan. You have to sit there and report and analyze and take notes and stuff every time, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last beer during a Colts game. I've certainly thought about it. Probably a lot more this year than I have in years past. But yeah, my drinking and eating to that degree during games probably revolves a little bit more college-wise for me. But nonetheless, I am happy for Indy that we do have a home Monday night game. It's been since 2015, which is pretty crazy. And, ironically, you get this Monday after Thanksgiving, and then you'll get the Monday after Christmas, too. The Chargers and the Colts will be on Monday Night Football again. So with that, Purdue inside of Lucas Oil Stadium for the Big Ten title Saturday. It's cool to see our city, hosting these games again.
And we'll talk about Purdue coming up here in just a moment because all things are coming up boiler right now. But give us a little handicap into tonight. What are we watching for Colts against the Steelers?
Yeah, I would say the biggest concern I would have, well, first, I guess let's start here. These are two very poor offenses struggling to score points. Hammer, I know you keep a close eye on this. The over-under's at 39 for the game.
That's a low total.
Yeah, I think it was the lowest in the NFL this week. So first one to 17, 20, probably wins this game. I think what would worry me from a Colts perspective is Pittsburgh has some really, really top-flight playmakers on their defensive side of the ball. And in particular, T.J. Watt, the brother of J.J. Watt, the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, reigning Defensive Player of the Year. He's back healthy. He's not been healthy. He's only played a couple of games this season. He is healthy and good to go for tonight. And he's a guy that, the Colts have seen it firsthand. The last time they played Pittsburgh, a loss in late December a few years ago. Watt can single-handedly take over a game. So with how the Colts have played offensive line-wise, if they struggle and get into obvious passing situations, I have big concerns about this Colts offensive line holding up against the Pittsburgh front that's just not Watt.
If you're having trouble at the tackle spot, KB, if your tackle is a turnstile, the last guy you want to see is freaking T.J. Watt on the other side.
Boy.
Well, and let's be honest, guys. I'm sure we all watch Dallas on Thanksgiving. Micah Parsons might be the Defensive Player of the Year. That's what's waiting on Sunday. So tonight and Sunday, you're going to face two of the best defensive lines, especially from a pass rushing standpoint in terms of premier talent. And, one of the biggest weaknesses, if not the biggest this season, has been the Colts' inability to hold up from a pass protection standpoint. So Matt Ryan and his health would be of concern for me tonight and on Sunday.
So this is the third Colts game under the leadership of Jeff Saturday. Have you noticed any tangible differences in the style of coaching between Frank Reich and Jeff Saturday? Anything specific you can point out to?
Yeah, I think a little bit more like demonstrative personality, and maybe that's not the right word, but just I think a little bit more, accountability in front of others. A little bit more vocal, just a higher level of energy, probably a little bit of a louder tone if you want to really break it down. So Frank Reich, very consistent in his message. I think pretty subdued compared to most NFL coaches. So I think that's been the difference. And then if you want to, kind of see how that's translated to the field, again, we have a 2-game sample size, like you said, Nige. But this is a team that's played 8 quarters under Jeff Saturday, and they've led after 7 of the 8. It was the Philly game is the one game in the fourth quarter where that got away from you. You got off to good starts against the Raiders and the Eagles as well. So I think those are some encouraging signs. Now, again, the schedule I think is about to pick up. After tonight, it's 3 or 4 on the road, and all 4 of those teams, I believe, are in the playoffs right now. So it is going to be a bit of a difficult stretch here as you get into the month of December. But still, I think that Jeff Saturday's brought a level of accountability and just an energy level that guys have appreciated.
Is it a must-win tonight? I mean, I know a couple of the teams in the AFC South lost over the weekend, and I guess every time I turn on one of those sports pregame shows, it always shows the Colts in the hunt when talking about the playoff picture. Colts in the hunt. Is tonight a must-win?
Yeah, I think they're like peering off into the distance or whatever that hunt is. Tonight's a must-win. I mean, technically it's not, but it would be the blow that would put them on the ropes or probably knock them to the canvas, honestly, and they would stumble big time to get back up. I mean, you're 4-6-1. You've got 6 games to go. This game, which you're a slight favorite, and then the final game of the year, Houston, those are the only 2 that you'll definitely be favored in. Like I said, you've got road games coming up, Dallas, Minnesota, and the Giants. Yes, Tennessee did lose yesterday, but they still are in a nice position within the AFC South. And wild card wise, I mean, you're several games behind that picture, and you still have your bye week, which you could look at it one of 2 ways. It's a chance for teams to lose that are above you, but it's also a missed opportunity for you to win a game with that 4-6-1 record right now. So I would say for those clinging, whatever, to those playoff hopes that are about 10-15% right now, a home loss to the Steelers, the 3-7 Steelers, or whatever the record is, maybe 4-7, that would be really, really tough to overcome.
Kevin Bowen joining us from 107.5 The Fan. Switch gears a little bit here, KB. It's a great time to be a Purdue fan. You've got your football team in the Big Ten championship game this Saturday, and the basketball team may be the best team in America. I know folks down in Bloomington don't really want to hear that, but it's a fun time to be a Boiler fan right now.
I mean, one of, honestly, probably the best weekends in Purdue sports history. And you can say about a lot of schools in terms of clinching their first berth into the Big Ten championships here again Saturday night against Michigan. Just a roller coaster type of season. I'm sure you guys saw just kind of the tragic story with Aiden O'Connell, Purdue's quarterback, his older brother, sounded like suddenly passing within the last week, and it was uncertain if he would play in the game. He ends up playing, and they come back to beat Indiana in the second half. And then from a basketball standpoint, I mean, it's a Purdue team that lost a whole lot. I mean, top 5 pick in Jay Nivey, an All-American, and Trayvon Williams. Sasha Stefanovic was an important player for them. I mean, they're starting 2 freshmen. They play, I think, 3 sophomores and a junior. That's kind of their top 6. And yet they go out to Portland and they beat Gonzaga by double digits, Duke by double digits, West Virginia by double digits, and they jumped all the way to number 5 in the latest poll. And if you look at the December schedule, I mean, it sets up to a point where Purdue could be undefeated going into the new year. We were talking on our morning show earlier today about this. Certainly, Purdue has had issues in the month of March, but I'm a big believer in this. If you can just routinely get shots at postseason play, I think eventually, if you're a quality enough team that will get shots on an annual basis, you will kind of fall into it. And honestly, I think a lot of that relates a little bit to the Colts era with Dungy and Manning and all them of, if you ask Colts players from those teams, the 2006 team, the Super Bowl team, that was not the best team in their guys' eyes.
Right.
2005, 2007, 2009, yet they continually got a shot. And at some point, you get a few breaks, the bracket, falls your way, and you're able to get a home game against New England in the AFC title game, and the rest is history. The fact that Matt Painter continues to give that program chances in the tournament, I think they will get there. And it's early, but again, with 2 freshman guards, and how they've looked so far, this looks like a Purdue team that will, in March be a top 4 or 5 seed, and anything can happen once you get into that format.
I'm a guy that wants to see IU and Purdue both good at the same time, and I'm hoping that's going to be the case this year, Kevin. And I think we're going to find out about this Hoosier team on Wednesday when North Carolina rolls into Assembly Hall. This could be one of those years where both IU and Purdue are really good. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, and I was looking at the poll earlier. I think Indiana was 10. I would guess it's been a long time that you've had both of them in the top 10. I mean, when you think back to this series with Purdue and Indiana just head to head, when I was in school, the Tom Crean years, Purdue dominated. And then, kind of at the end of the Crean era, even at the Archie era, Indiana had a little bit of success, and then Purdue has dominated over the last, 6 years probably into that. So it's kind of been this one team or the other. I'm with you. I want to see both these programs ranked really high in those matchups, be ranked matchups on an annual basis. If I'm not mistaken, I think both the Indiana Purdue games this year are on Saturdays. Coming up in January and February, which I think is really cool for, Lafayette and Bloomington to experience that, obviously the students and all of that. So I don't think we thought Purdue, unlike last year, we didn't expect Purdue to be here at this point. Indiana, of course, had the higher preseason expectations, and they got a big win at Xavier, a week and a half ago, and now Wednesday, it's lost a little bit of luster that North Carolina dropped a couple games. They're no longer ranked number 1, but still, with North Carolina this week, they still got Arizona and Kansas in December. For late November, early December, this is easily the most consistent these two programs have looked, within the Big Ten, within the nation in quite some time.
Well, KB, try to get a little bit of sleep tonight, and we appreciate you taking the time to join us here.
You bet. Talk to you guys next week.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. We're coming right back.
I'd rather be folding laundry.
This is gonna be fun.
Said no one ever. Also, no one enjoys wasting time in traffic. That's why we love saving you time. Matt Baird Traffic.
Backups are already starting.
On 93 WIBC.
You know what they're doing in Washington right now? They're talking about making cuts to your Social Security benefits. So the money you were counting on for retirement could end up being a lot less than you thought it would be. Hey, don't get shortchanged on Social Security. Don't do it. Learn how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free customized Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. Bill knows Social Security like the back of his hand, and this customized analysis doesn't cost a dime. If you've saved at least $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis by calling 317-805-4716. 317-805-4716. That's 317-805-4716.
The Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration.
One of the most basic fundamentals that I base my practice off of is something called the Atlas orthogonal technique.
It's the type of adjustment?
It's a specific type of an adjustment, and orthogonal means at right angles. In other words, the head is sitting on top of your body.
That's a good thing.
And that's a good thing, because about 80% of the people don't have that, and it has probably one of the greatest effects on the entire system.
You're saying 80% of people don't have the right...
The Atlas sitting underneath the skull.
Now, the Atlas
properly.
we're talking about is the first vertebrae.
First vertebrae under the occiput. So what I found is that that probably has the biggest effect on the health of an individual over anything else. So the Atlas orthogonal is one of the big bases of what we do and has the biggest effect on the health of the individual.
The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather, Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Planning for retirement all comes down to what matters most for you. Is it a vacation home? Is it traveling the globe? You could call Brian Singer at Howard Bailey Financial to help you plan for your retirement and to help you have a successful and fulfilling retirement. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people, and I'm excited to share that Singer Financial is now Howard Bailey Financial, an Indiana-based retirement planning firm.
The Howard Bailey team possesses credibility at both an ethical and professional standpoint. They will deliver you a customized framework that allows you to create the meaning of retirement. Whatever you visualize retirement to be, let the Howard Bailey team customize a plan specifically for you. If you're ready for your best retirement, come forward and see the Howard Bailey difference. Investment advisory services offered through registered investment advisors Howard Bailey Securities, LL3, and AE Wealth Management, LLC. Cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
Looking for the perfect gift this holiday? Crew Car Wash books are on everyone's list. And right now, buy 4 Ultimate Washes and get 2 free. Available online or at any Crew Car Wash location. Plus, get a free bonus wash now through November 30th.
Tickets on sale now for Christmas Nights of Lights at the Indiana State Fairground. Purchase online early to reserve your time slot. Their new colorful field of lights is a must-see. Christmas Nights of Lights is open nightly, including all holidays, November 11th through January 1st. Purchase tickets at ChristmasNightsOfLights.com.
Find more for your holiday at Family Dollar, like Betty Crocker baking goods, ornaments, and hundreds of toys under $15. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
Jewelry, rings, diamonds, and watches are just a few possible Christmas gifts at Pierce Jewelers. Let them help you celebrate that special moment with your loved one. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Hey, we're pretty social people at WIBC. You can find us all over social media. See what we're up to on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. We're never more than just away. Just search for 93 WIBC.
Matt Baer, what's the latest?
Inbound 69, crash on the ramp to southbound 465. Ramp is open, right lane is blocked. Those exit lanes to 465 are bad. Backed up to 106th Street right now. East side southbound 465 jams after 70 down to Arlington Avenue. And then we're looking at the northwest side. Southbound 65 completely locked up from the dogleg down to 71st Street. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. The annual B-Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off plus 10% manufacturer's rebates and 22 months, no payments, no interest. BWindow.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
54 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show on 93 WIBC.
I didn't watch Monday Night Football last night. Who won?
San Francisco
They
won.
rolled, right?
Yeah.
They're Super Bowl contenders.
They've got
Again.
a lot of pieces, man. The defense is good. They picked up Christian McCaffrey. And if Jimmy G can get it rolling, 49ers are Super Bowl contenders. Now, the game last night was in Mexico City.
Oh, cool.
A lot of players were saying that the altitude and the smog was a problem. We heard that from the post-show interviews from a lot of the players. But I don't care about any of that. Check this out. This is the Spanish announcer. His name is John Sutcliffe. And this is how ESPN opened up Monday Night Football in Mexico City. Listen to this and then try not to run through a wall.
Buenas noches, México. John Sutcliffe, el reportero de cancha. Estadio Azteca. Vamos a enseñar la pasión. The passion por la NFL. Es lunes. Es Monday. Los 49ers y los Cardinals en Monday Night Football. ¡Viva México! ¡Viva la NFL! ¡Y viva Monday Night Football! Monday Night por ESPN!
Can we get this guy for the Colts Monday Night Football game next week?
I want him to do every Monday night game, not just in Mexico.
I want him to do every Colts game.
Right. How much does it cost for John Sutcliffe to come out to every game and just do that?
And I want him to do it in Spanish.
Right.
For the Colts games on Monday night.
I
don't care
have
about
no
English.
idea what he was saying. He could have been bashing me and my family, but that sounded exciting, and I wanted to watch whatever was coming on next. Hot damn, let's run through a wall.
So is this guy he works for ESPN?
ESPN Deportes.
So but he wasn't like the stadium announcer.
I don't believe so,
right?
no.
So because I know the crowd could hear him.
Right.
It
He was
sounded
like on the PA getting everybody fired
Okay.
up. So
All right.
I believe the folks in that crowd know who he is.
Yeah.
He's probably somebody to that crowd, but I didn't know who he was, and I watched, and I'm sold. I will follow John Sutcliffe anywhere.
I wonder if we could hire him to open up the show. A brand new Hammer and Nigel show opening at the beginning of every hour.
Monday night! ESPN! I'm here for it.
Nigel!
Viva NFL! On the subject of international sports, Kylan, can I get some mood music, please? Did you see this World Cup reporter from Argentina allegedly robbed in the middle of a live report? So
Argentina, by the way, is severely upset by the Saudis.
Right.
That was crazy ending. I saw the story. Yeah, it didn't seem like things like that. There was such a huge crowd when this person was broadcasting that they didn't notice that they brushed up against him. And all of a sudden, my wallet's gone! My wallet's gone!
Like the old pickpocket trip. You know, you bump into somebody.
Like Jerry Seinfeld's dad when he lost his wallet in the doctor's office. My wallet's gone! Now, this is crazy. Listen to this. This is, again, a World Cup reporter from Argentina robbed in the middle of a live report. She didn't notice all the crowd and the noise. They haven't caught the thief yet. But she said police eventually told her that they would using security cameras and facial recognition technology.
Okay.
They're really going to go to all that trouble to catch a pickpocket for her.
Can we bring some of that here to Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Because I know, like, in certain parts of the city, they're starting to experiment with, like, the technology.
The gunshot detection technology, which helped, I believe, the other night in an incident here in Indy.
And Broad Ripple, you know, the homicides are down in Broad Ripple. But, this was crazy. Somebody bumps into the reporter doing, you know, the man on the street. You know, she's talking to all the crazy soccer
we
fans.
haven't even gotten to the craziest part of this yet. This reporter from Argentina says the cops there in Qatar told her she would be able to choose the thief's punishment when he's caught.
I'm sorry, what?
She gets to choose his punishment.
Death.
5 years in prison or deportation.
Oh, they give her options.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't. I didn't know it was the policy. You cut the thief's hands off over there.
Again, I'm kind of here for this kind of thing. I like this.
That's messed up.
I'm the victim here. He's the a-hole. Why am I being judged? Because I want justice.
5 years in prison or deportation. You get to choose. You're the victim. And
Give me 5 years in jail
she
for
told
him.
him. Okay, really?
Because I don't trust their border security to keep him out. So I want 5 years in the joint.
I'm sure their border is much more secure than ours. Come on, are you kidding me? And she did tell them. She wound up telling him, this Argentine reporter, that she said, quote, I just want my wallet back. I won't be making the decision for the justice system.
Well,
that's how they do things over there.
Can there be like a contest of somebody who will make the decision? Can like the station that she works at say, caller number 9, you get to make the decision on what happens? Are you going to deport this person, or are you going to lock them up in a Qatar jail cell for 5 years? I'm kind of here for that. I love that line of thinking. This is the kind of stuff that we'll need once I finally have my death channel, my execution and funeral channel. Every once in a while, we'll have like a judge come on, like a judge show, kind of like Judge Judy.
Are these separate channels, or are they the same channel?
They're morphing into the same channel.
Okay. Because I knew you had one channel for funerals and one channel for executions, but you're calling it the execution and funeral channel.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Have a sluggish or underperforming furnace? It's time to call Masters Heating and Cooling and save $50 off any $250 paid repair. Want a second opinion from a name you can trust? Masters has a free second opinion on failed heat exchangers or condemned furnaces and works on all brands and models. Plus, an apples-to-apples price match guarantee on new equipment. Don't wait. Get details now at mastersheatcool.com.
We are Masters. Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and